Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo.
I didn't even hear the music that time, but yo.
I didn't.
What's good, everybody?
We are here.
We are Listen 3000, and you know why we here today.
Mm-hmm.
This is our Ant-Man review.
Yes, it is. And we're live, so
We are.
shout out to anyone that is here or not here. There's 2 views. We love that.
Nah, facts.
Wherever you are, thank you for being here. It should be fun. And even if you don't watch it live and want to come back another time, just like, subscribe, and what's the third one?
Comment
and
follow. All that stuff.
Do all of them. Just do
that.
everything you know you should be doing
Right.
on YouTube.
First and foremost, before we get started, before we get into our thank yous and our shout outs and our stuff like that,
Yes.
This is a spoiler warning because we're gonna get to it today. Usually we don't preface it that early, but I remember this time. So spoiler warning, we about to get to it with Ant-Man and Quantumania. Thank you to the Sound Gallery for letting us use this space. Shout out to Agents of Fandom. This is Agents of Fandom podcast. So shout out to the gang.
Gang.
And yeah, we got some guests today. You already know what it is.
The council. We need like a thing. We need some type of.
We need the.
He said it.
We the Wakanda John.
You said this before, and then we
like the Wakanda sound effect.
We gonna start doing the John. Just shake.
Got the Kamoyo beads on.
Get the Kamoyo bead. Okay, yeah, see you.
But all right, man. Hey, gang, how you guys doing?
Come on, what's the?
Hey, man, we're all used to each other. We're friends now. I'm just getting
on
on
the live stream. This is yo. All right, we got. I'm gonna start it off.
I was about to do it. Now you got it now.
Now we got the.
What is this? What is this?
It's like the Jordan '96 Bulls when they coming out running.
Oh, okay.
We need that. But
that was the best I could do. All right. Oh my God.
But no, yeah, we got our guy Dennis from the alternate timeline here joining us today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got our guy Rico Whitehead joining us today.
What's happening?
And we got our guy Snowden joining us today.
Howdy.
That was fun.
Yes.
Don't ask me why that was the first thing that came to my mind once you introduced me. But let's hope I recover from it.
This should be fun.
Nah, facts. So yeah, since I did that, you started off. Let's run this.
What am I even saying? Okay.
We're gonna start with
We're gonna start
Quantumania. You know what it is.
Ant-Man. Dang it. But yeah, y'all, we all saw Ant-Man. If you haven't, again, get the hell out of here. This is not for you. If you haven't seen it yet, we're definitely going to get into all the spoilers. So, are we breaking down this movie?
Yes, sir.
Right, from the top to the bottom. But we're definitely going to do plot points. There's a lot of small details in the movie that don't need thorough, explanation. So, definitely plot points. You have seen it twice. Who else here has seen it twice? I know Snowden. Anyone else?
I've seen it twice.
Okay,
one time.
So me and Rico are one-timers. So everybody else pitch in when it comes to plot points, because at least with me, I know I'm not going to be able to remember every single thing that you got as much as you guys. Sure. So yeah, starts off. We are on Earth, right? We are not in the quantum realm. I'm trying to figure out where we are. I'm like, hold on, we're right.
It was a very Ant-Man start to the film.
It definitely was, right?
Yeah. Paul Rudd,
but it's basically his post. I guess last time we saw him was Endgame, correct?
Yeah.
So this is post Endgame life.
Post Endgame, what everything happened after that. Mm-hmm. He started a podcast.
Yes, and boom, he knows the vibes. Check us out. And
he wrote a book.
He wrote a book. That's what I'm about to say. Also, you can get the book right now. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Wait, no. Wait. Where'd y'all say we started?
We had the top.
You said we started on Earth with the book and stuff?
Oh, he's right. No, we didn't.
You got started in the quantum realm.
We start
you right.
in that scene, and then we go to Ant-Man.
I forgot about that. You're right.
The people that saw it twice. I'm going to hop off of this one.
I was going with it, too. Maybe it is something about seeing it twice. I was like, yeah, that sounded about right.
See? Seeing it fresh, that had a whole new thing.
No, that's facts. All right, so y'all go. Preface it with that. It starts
That is important, very, yes.
Nah, for sure. It starts with Janet in the quantum realm. She's living her quantum life.
Living her quantum life. Yeah, she's in the quantum realm. That was so hard, actually. That needs to be like a album. No, but anyway, this was when she was in the quantum realm, right?
Yeah,
before Ant-Man and the Wasp, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she's with Kang, and I guess he seems stranded at the time, right? And he looks like he
crash landed. She was about to get attacked. So I got you.
There we go.
She was about to get attacked by some quantum animals.
Oh, there we go. I forgot about the animals.
And Quantanimals, if you will.
The Quantanimals, yes.
That's
so we never saw again.
Not to cut in here, but the Kingdom Hearts fan in me jumped out at that moment because they look like Heartless from the video game.
Yo,
and
stop.
I was like, this is crazy. I
really
sure hope that's where we're going. And then the movie kept going, and I went, no, all right.
I never saw them again, man.
We really didn't see them.
They were really cool too.
It was almost like Quantum Realm Demigorgons. It was kind of nuts.
Low-key,
like
and they multiplied and stuff. It was
exactly
wild.
what
it was kind of
like.
nuts.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that happened, and she was about to get attacked, and Kang saves her, and then we jump back to Paul Rudd. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Walking down the street.
So then, continue from there.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna summarize this. His life after Endgame, he's kind of a celebrity.
He's definitely a celebrity.
Yeah. So he's kind of like,
thank you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, right. He's getting free stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Wasp. She's like. She's running companies and stuff now. She runs the Van Dyne.
Stop. What you doing? We already got to do this? Can we get to the point? Oh, goodness.
Here's my thing.
How do you already have a problem? We're still getting to the
Bro, I got 3 pages of notes. This movie.
Let him cook.
So,
Let him
cook.
cook.
Here's my thing. In that introduction, he goes off and he's like, yeah, Hope took back her parents' business. And, she's doing so much for the community. She's doing so much for, homelessness. She's doing so much for, world hunger, all this. Where was she for the people in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Where was she that whole time that Sam was trying to get a goddamn loan? Where was she when people were being displaced?
Not during Black History Month.
There was a little during Black History. Where was she? And where was this company when they were struggling? And there was a whole beef going on with the Carly Morgenthau girl because all of her people have been displaced and stuff. Where was Hope Van Dyne and her little PIM particles and stuff?
She was trying to have Hope somewhere else.
When you put it like that. When you put it like that.
When you add all the real details.
She wasn't doing nothing.
And it's funny that you said that, just like you said that, because that's what Paul what Scott said. Like he was like, yeah, she's saving the world every day.
Oh my God.
It's like, bro, is she?
Like, maybe that's what Cassie was trying to get. She's like, y'all really doing nothing.
Nah, that's facts.
But yes, that is a good point, though.
Nah, definitely.
Somebody need to call her out for that.
Definitely do.
They probably wrote it that way because she was probably.
They sitting here drinking beers on the Golden Gate
Bridge.
And whatnot.
Oh goodness, and Sam can't get no loan. They drinking beers on gates and bridges. That's crazy.
This boy's about to get arrested in the street simply for arguing with a white man. Meanwhile, he's getting free coffee. Come on.
Come on. But yeah.
All right. So yeah, from there, through his celebrity status right now after Endgame, he kind of has a strained relationship with his daughter, obviously after being blipped for 5 years. So there's a thing there, some tension there. She's actually out here doing her own thing. I'm sure she was inspired by his activities as an Ant-Man, but then also him, being a thief,
being an Avenger on top of that. Oh yeah, and definitely being a thief. Yeah, for sure. No, but that's definitely the part of her life.
For sure. She's definitely doing things. She's out here protesting. She's out here getting arrested multiple times.
Yeah.
And
yes.
It seems like Scott is kind of oblivious to all this.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But everyone else does.
Yeah.
Which is that bothered me a little bit because the whole thing, when you disappeared and realized it's been 5 years to go find my daughter, then the world ends essentially. So y'all fighting, recovering, all of that. And now my first step, I ain't gonna hold you. I would assume he would be the overbearing parent. Not the how dare you be doing this? How does she build a whole suit and you don't know this?
You know what? That is a very good point. I will say though, his character, we've seen his past. Like he would probably not pay attention to that at first off of all the celebrity stuff. Off of getting so much attention.
But
you don't think so?
This movie is character assassination for Scott.
He was supposed to grow. He was supposed to grow as a father.
He's been a family man from the get-go. He tried to do better in the first Ant-Man, where the movie was about him. His whole thing was, I want to be able to see my daughter, but because of child support, and I can't get a job even at Baskin Robbins, I have to turn back to my life of crime to pay the child support to see my daughter. Then in the second one, he's on house arrest to the point where he's building not condos, but like things to do in the house with his daughter to spend that time to catch up. His whole thing has always been, I've missed out on this because I've been standing up for the little guy, but as a parent, I haven't been taking care of my what needs to be done. You feel me? And then in this one, like you're pointing out, she's in jail like 4 times, she goes on to say, or something like that. And he doesn't know anything about it because now all of a sudden he cares about being a celebrity. That's never been his thing. Not when he started the company with the other ex-cons, not when Hank Pym wanted him to be Ant-Man. He always wanted to be a dad. That's what made Ant-Man different from everybody else. He was the normal, down-to-earth human guy that got wrapped up in this by accident, trying to be a better person. And then you get to this movie, and he's like, we don't do anything like that anymore. And it's like, what happened to you?
You are not the same Ant-Man that I know.
Correct. As Rico said, you would think he would be an overbearing parent after going away for 5 years, unbeknownst to him. And, it's not his fault. But then to come back and now you're just like, yeah, willy-nilly, go ahead. Then they mentioned the mom so many times. Where's the mom?
Why is she not a fact?
Where's the mom?
I would also think that she would, because my thing is, he pulls up
she
to
wasn't
the
even in
house
the movie,
that
right?
he pulled up to the house that she was living at when he didn't get blipped when he was in the Quantum. Why was she not at the door? She's clearly not dead. So you mean to tell me that he's the first person that they call every single time she gets arrested, or they're calling Hope? All of Hope is saving the world, but she still got time to help Cassie build a suit.
Right.
That's my only thing is that realistically, I feel like with the way his arc was going, it should have been him being the overbearing parent. He, not to spoil it too far.
Are you trying to say he should have had an arc in the film?
All right, stop it. Hold on. We got to keep going. We got to get to the plot points.
I said, are you trying to say
you know what I blame? I blame T.I.
about him in the film?
It's after him? He threw the chemistry. They had to get rid of him because he was doing stuff.
My rating is still what it's going to be, Snow. But all I'm saying is, realistically, I feel like as they grew, he should have become that overbearing parent that she was working to like avoid because he's doing too much. My fault if I'm too loud, but yeah, that's how I look at it.
Also, while we're on the topic, how do y'all feel about the recast? Because I didn't like her.
I didn't like it.
Wait, hold on. We're getting into questions instead of doing the plot. Because we will be here all day. We don't have all day.
Yeah.
So what's next?
All right, so we're gonna speed through this a little bit. Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff going on with Cassie. She's getting arrested, all this stuff. They have a family dinner. She lets them know, like, yo, I've been doing getting into family business. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we find out she's been making quantum tech. Mm-hmm. She got a suit, all types of stuff
that Hank helped her make, right?
Yeah. And then once she shows them the quantum tech that she built, the movie really starts there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Like they get they jump into the quantum realm, all stuff breaks loose. Yep. And yeah, that's where the movie starts.
Okay. So do we want to comment on this, or we just want to keep going?
Oh, we can.
No, we got to comment.
I have a comment. All right, go ahead. Okay, real quick, and I'm gonna let Snow get his off. My issues with Janet started at this specific time when clearly your adopted granddaughter is doing something that you don't want her to do. She's clearly smart enough to build this tech. So when she says why, because I said so isn't going to be enough. So you need to start explaining some of the shenanigans that you experienced or how dangerous the quantum realm is or something. You clearly ain't told your husband. You ain't told your daughter. That's my biggest thing. I was literally in the movie like, why would you not explain? At the very least, this is dangerous. At the very least, you could have said this is too dangerous. That's not asking for too much, I feel like. But for her to just, turn it down. Shut it off. No.
Yo, she was acting weird the whole film a little bit.
Just because,
like, why? She should have said something about Kang a long time ago. I don't know why she never mentioned that.
Something,
and she was about to before they got jumped into the jump.
No, you're right. I think the whole time in the beginning, she was like, "All right, we never gonna go to the quantum realm, right?" So no reason to say. Then they end up in the. I'm just saying.
No.
She was right. No, you're right though.
I'm looking at the writers right now.
No, you ain't never lied, right?
I'm looking at right. That's what Jeff Loveness.
Like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right. But then once they get in the quantum realm, she's like, "Yeah, we gonna get out of here quick." That's what it came off like, right? Like, it doesn't make sense with what you're saying with Jeff Love. Yeah, something was wrong there. But I think she was trying to give out the whole time that, like, yeah, I'm not worried about it. We're going to get out of the situation. And then it just never happened till it was too late. Low key.
True.
She's an idiot for that. But, like, that was just a bad move. I'm not saying she's an idiot.
But who would have thought that you were going to get trapped in the quantum room again?
That's my whole...
I feel you. Like, yeah, I get it.
But also, like, your whole family plays around with the quantum realm like it's a sandbox. So it's like
They all mess with the quantum realm.
Correct.
They study that stuff.
If you put the red tape over it early, you don't get the movie, but like they know, okay, we probably shouldn't be out here playing with fire because of whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we get to the quantum realm.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, you got some? Oh, you got some?
he was itching too. Oh no,
I got a
My
couple
bad.
things.
My bad.
So wait. So the first thing that bothered me in that scene, she keeps calling everybody grandpa and grandma.
Oh,
like,
bro.
Okay, whatever.
I felt weird about that too, but I just let it go. I let it go.
Ain't that basically like?
Well, hold on, real quick. Let's touch on that
here we
real quick.
go.
I just felt weird about that because it's like her dad was gone for 5 years.
Right.
They don't really like
have a relationship.
Nah, and
How
like
many
the
years
mom.
has
Why
it
would the
been?
mom? We know like you. She I mean, what's his name? Scott starts messing with them. He disappears.
Yeah.
Why would the mom let the daughter go hang with them after the dad disappeared?
They were gone.
They were gone.
They were
So
gone.
how could they bond, Zen?
You're right.
Nah,
They
they
were
literally
dust.
were going. They were going. But that's my whole point. How long has this been since Endgame? Do we know?
That's a good
That was
question.
my
though.
question.
Like
too.
we really don't know at all.
So,
So
that's the problem when they change actresses. Because now she looks younger.
Does she not look younger to y'all? She looks younger.
Nah,
than
she looks
She
younger.
does look
She
younger.
does
Yeah,
look
no,
younger.
she does look
She
younger.
But
does.
here's my thing. One, she's like, yeah, well, when y'all were gone for 5 years, I was reading Grandpa's book. How were you reading his books? Y'all didn't know each other. What are you talking about? You didn't know the Pims. You weren't buddy. Y'all wasn't going to picnics together. At no point did Scott introduce his young daughter to these grown ass people that be playing with ants. I don't know when this happened, but she makes it so clear that I've been here in the lab and stuff like that.
The mom introduced them though. We just
It
don't
had to
know.
be at
True.
the end
Like,
of the
not
second
in
movie,
them,
like
her
in
into
between that
into
gap.
the concept.
Yeah.
Where, like,
Maybe,
Right,
but because they don't explicitly say that.
yeah, they don't say it. We just playing with.
Yeah, we just kind
whatever,
of
you know,
assuming
yeah.
stuff.
Then
That's
The
still
other
on them
thing-
though, because they're not clarifying. Unless
Correct.
that's the purpose. I mean, that's the point. You know what I mean? Then cool, maybe we'll find it out. But obviously, these are details and things that they don't. Why would they go back to this? So
Nah, that's
That
then
is a
touching
little-
on y'all point where like Janet's acting weird because she's like, oh well, nobody would ever go back to the quantum realm. Literally at the end of the second movie, when y'all got dusted, y'all sent Scott in to get particles.
That's facts. though.
no, literally, like
That was like a
She's
crazy
okay with
oversight.
it.
no, for real.
Yeah, it's like yo.
So-
I guess that's the
What
old
were
lady
the
in her or
writers
something, like the
doing?
grandmom in her. She was like,
Or
oh,
maybe
no.
she just thought they were just gonna go a little bit in the quantum.
That's
realm
what I was
and come
saying.
back. She didn't think you was gonna go all the way.
Because then they went in and then she like,
She did
oh,
tell
I
her
still
don't
ain't gonna
go too
tell
far.
you,
Sure,
you know?
but if
dip your toe in the
already-
quantum
if
realm.
I
You get
escaped
your
somewhere
whole
from
foot in
30
there.
years and people were out there
Word to
looking
tea,
for
never
me and blah blah blah, I'm not gonna send you in anywhere. You know what I mean? So why would you risk Scott to go find these particles for Ghost? And then we don't even see Ghost in this movie. So what's happening with her, guys? Is she dead?
I'm gonna just assume
We about to see her in Thunderbolts, man. It's all right.
For the sake of the plot, I'm gonna assume she was blipped during the 5 years. So like she didn't miss a beat technically in her treatment.
Hopefully,
Okay, maybe.
hopefully, we'll see though.
We'll see if she phasing or not.
She phasing or not. Now that's facts.
Wait, all right, but yeah, where's next? What is next? I'm sorry.
All right, so we're in the quantum realm. They get split up. So
Yeah, they do.
which is crazy to me. Hope was on the type time she needed to be on. She
Yeah,
seen
you
what
right.
was happening, put the suit on. It was like, all right,
Like, let's get it. Yeah.
exactly. Scott is.
You was mad about that. We watching it. Send the whole time. And by the way, that visually, that scene is crazy
that
when they
visually
go
did-
through
yeah.
the quantum realm the first time. But regardless, we watching it. Zen next to me like, yo, put your suit on. Put your suit on. I'm like, Zen, like he's probably fine. Like you just give him time. He's like, no, put the suit on. Then he finally puts it on, and you're like, thank you.
Did y'all like the suits? How they just
Oh, to press the button and it just.
I thought that was hard.
I thought it was fine.
I like that in Marvel that every
I don't
time
like that we're getting away from practical suits.
I think it's still practical.
What are we talking about, Snow?
I think it's still practical. I think in those scenes when they do that, it's not practical.
Right,
But I
the
think the
CGI,
suit
yes.
is
the suit is still
he
practical.
has a suit.
Yeah, he
Like,
has a
when-
suit.
No,
Like-
no, I mean like a real suit. Like his like once it's on, yeah, it looks cool. But like when it on them,
Yeah.
like everybody's Iron Man now. Shuri's mask does it.
Okay.
T'Challa's
No,
mask
I hear
was
you,
doing it.
but I thought that's
But
the
I
whole
feel
thing.
like that's
Like,
natural progression, though.
yeah, it's just
Love
every
Thunder.
movie these suits evolve.
But
That's what I thought was
why
the
does
thing.
Thor's mask do it?
Did it do
It did.
it? Okay.
I don't.
It did
That
do it. That is a little
stupid
weird.
Goofy mask.
Everybody
Why-
else-
why
If you
would-
honestly, no joke, if you take away Thor, I don't really care.
Yeah.
If Deadpool out of nowhere, like is
But he not taking. He look wild. He can't take the mask off.
You got
can't do it.
They got to stop. He looks not
And I'll
good.
see y'all in 2024. Because I know Wolverine's gonna get a stupid nanotech suit, and I'm gonna hate it.
And it's a yellow joint.
I don't think the
if
first
it's a yellow
movie-
joint, you still gonna hate it?
Right. Yeah, he gonna hate it. Look at him.
He's a hater.
I had to remember.
He's a hater. Oh, y'all too funny, man. Wait, where are we at? Where we going?
So yeah,
we
They
just
got
entered
split
the
up.
quantum
They got
realm.
split up.
they got split up in the
Here we
quantum
go.
realm.
So it's Hope, Hank, and Janet
Yes.
by themselves. Then you got Scott and
Cassie
Cassie.
by themselves. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, who's first? Who journey we see
I think
first?
it's
three?
Hope, Janet.
Right? I think so too.
Yeah. And they're in there. They still trying to get the
Not
information out of
true.
Janet.
Not that it matters too much. Might be pointless detail. When Scott and Cassie land, though, they see that tribe. Is that immediate or am I
That's a
making
little
that
bit.
up?
Little
Okay,
bit,
sorry.
that's a little bit
That's
after.
a little bit after. Yeah.
Told you I got to see it again.
They still trying to get information out of Janet during this whole time.
Yeah,
And
cause
she-
she not giving up nothing, bro. Like they're like,
Hey,
help! We're in a new
what were you
place.
so afraid of?
She's like, shh.
I should tell you, but
Mama, we're here. There's no danger. The danger
stop
is
asking
here.
me questions, Hope.
Bro,
Because
it was so
because
bad.
I
She done
said
brought
so.
her old fling to the table. Ain't even tell her husband it was the
Nah, yeah,
old
that was
fling.
out of pocket.
He grabbed ass, y'all. Did y'all see he smacked?
Yes,
Once he patted, and Mike Douglas just said,
Nah, he was throwing all sorts of
I didn't know
strange
what to
shots
do.
at him that whole time.
He
but
said, "I'm a human in all parts that matter." Wait, excuse me? The nerve of this nigga.
It was wild, man. I went,
like, what was Hank gonna do? Bring ants?
hook him.
He should have.
You got-
not
He
gonna
did
do
it to
that
the
in
boy
my
and Ant-Man
face.
too. He should have hooked
You
him.
should have.
Nah, Hank
You know
was
he got a
alright
mean
'cause
right
he was-
hand.
He
We
was
saw
sliding
it in Ant-Man
too.
1.
That's true.
Wait, what'd you say, Dennis? What'd you say?
I said Hank was all right because he was sliding too.
That is true. He
Oh,
did. What was her name?
no.
Julia?
Wait,
somebody-
there's adultery going on in the MCU?
They was cool with it though. They was like, "Yo, y'all
What you
been-
mean? Wait, what's going on?
you didn't peep that part?"
What?
He literally was like, "Yo, I've been." That's what I'm saying. It's been 30 years. I was out here. You was in there. We was
Nah,
doing
y'all
our thing, but
seen it twice. Did you see that, Rico?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That
I
was,
remember
that was
that.
Yeah,
because
he says that.
Hope kept trying
Oh,
to
they
shut
was
him up
it.
because they was like, I was gone for 30 years, Hank. I had needs. I had needs too.
Yo, nah, I ain't peep him the
Yeah,
reaction.
and then he was
Oh,
like, yeah,
no.
he was like, I did it with a girl. Her name was like Lisa, but it didn't work
Yeah.
out. And then Janet goes, what happened? And he was like, she wasn't you, baby.
Oh, now I remember that she wasn't you.
I
Okay,
said,
I remember.
"Hank, you dirty dog.
That boy said, if we get out of here,
yeah,
I'm
Hank
getting
was
the drugs
getting
for
it.
Yeah,
sure.
but when I think about it, the fact that even put this whole section in there, like this is 5 lines y'all told me went back and forth about they're adultering together and separate. Like that's crazy. They would, you know what? I love that. Yeah.
But I
Learn
will
more
say
about
that's
their
when the
lives.
humor worked for me. Like when it was
Nah,
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Some
there
of
are
it,
points. Yeah.
most of it didn't work though for me, which
Not
is weird
most.
because it's an Ant-Man.
Damn, most in an Ant-Man movie? You didn't laugh?
Most is crazy.
I,
I have an opinion on it though. I agree with you in certain parts. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's
Yeah.
like, hey, lock it in.
No.
Nah,
We
for
can.
sure.
We
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
I mean,
We're good right now, right?
The only
Hold on.
thing we missing right now is really they met the tribe basically.
Mhm.
So I got a question. This might be out of pocket, but I'm gonna ask it.
Uh-oh.
The ooze. The ooze.
Oh,
Weird.
you about to get it. What you
Oh,
about
that
to
was
say?
more- to me,
Be
that was
careful.
the
No.
best part of
The
the
ooze
movie.
was cool. I didn't have a problem.
Then
It's-
don't get
it's-
us in trouble.
It's wild. It's we in the quantum realm. Things is weird. Okay, we get it.
Right.
But why did Cassie just drink the ooze out of no? Like we didn't see her and she came back. Drink the ooze, Dad. It's like
Because they probably forced her to do it, and then now she can understand them.
She
She's
was
speaking
that
English,
far
so
ahead.
she's like,
Sure.
"Oh, Dad, drink the ooze."
Sure.
You know what I
it
mean?
was just wild because it was like,
She
hey,
was that-
Scott's
your point,
fighting, and
she
it's
was
like
that far ahead of Scott to where she
She back here drinking some ooze.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, C's, you said you only saw it once, right?
Say that one more time.
You said you've only seen it once, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there's a in what
Yo, they
what
said
is
she's a
being
munch. They
said.
gotta chill.
There's a detail that I feel like might be getting missed. He's doing this the whole time. Cassie.
Looking
Why is
behind.
he looking behind if she was already up there drinking
Oh
ooze?
my god.
Who wrote this movie?
No. I'm gonna shoot.
what you
I'm gonna
think
shoot them
about
some bail on that. It was a lot going on. It
was a
could
lot
have been
going
easily
on.
got mixed
Right,
around. So
right.
I'll give him that. But yeah,
First off, the ooze person was living
whole
ooze.
entity.
So there's things going on. You know what I mean? Then they got holes later. Like there's stuff happening.
it was wild.
You know what I meast
It was a wild thing. I just had to ask
So-
that question. It was just crazy.
The holes was funny to me. Though, I
Yeah.
can't lie.
But yeah, so
did you guys count all 7 holes? Because I did.
Yes.
Hold on. Was this on the second watch or the first? I got a question.
I was like,
It was on the first one, Snowden. You paying attention to the wrong details.
No,
They said 7. He says 1, 2.
He took a pause to count. I counted with him. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Y'all funny.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough time to think about it. I'm dying at the joke. Y'all talking about 7? Okay, let's see. let's tally
I
it.
was ready.
all right, MCU, is it real?
Right? I need to know the details.
I'm gonna write a letter.
Yes, I'm finna write a letter. Great reference.
No facts. But yeah, so
But I thought the ooze was like the coolest part of the first act. I thought that was the coolest.
It was
part.
funny.
Nah, it was hilarious.
I thought the transition.
I cared none about that first act, man. I'm telling you.
Really? All right, no,
Yeah,
spit something.
I didn't care much about the people that we met, the tribe, all of them. I just they didn't grab me very much.
Is that performance though, or like their story, or both? Like, what was it for you?
Probably the story. But like the ooze, I did enjoy it. That was like a neat thing in the quantum realm. Like, oh, it's kind of cool. Like you could see that being like a cool thing.
I see what
I
you're
know how
saying.
people were comparing it to Star Wars and stuff. Like I think that could be like a cool little thing that would happen in a different movie and stuff. But I just didn't. They didn't grab me, man. They didn't grab me. I don't know that first act because I felt like the whole first act was like. Just like what you were saying with Janet saying like, oh, there's this person out there. It's this dangerous person like this Kang. And, they say it without saying it. And that's the whole first act to me. Even the tribe, like when we finally got down to it, it was like, oh, there's this guy that runs this quantum realm. And it felt like that was the whole first
can I ask
act
you a question?
for me. And, I didn't really.
Did you?
Go ahead.
Do you have a problem with that? Because I actually preferred when they would not say his name, like they were that. It reminded me of like Harry Potter.
Too. Yeah,
like
when
they wouldn't say Voldemort. They're
That's
like,
a good
nah. He who shall not be named is a problem, and that's all y'all need to know. And it also reminded me of like Thanos, like when Loki was like, "Oh, he gave me an army," and then like the other guy, he's like, "Yeah, it's him who put the scepter in your hand," and you're like, "Oh, is bad." And then it wasn't that like I like that.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought that it took away from just like building out these characters or like giving us more of these characters and what they're like and everything. Cause that felt like the whole thing of that first act was like, oh, it's this guy. That to me, they didn't really have like personalities or something that I can like grab onto for me.
I see what you're saying. You just had no connection to them. Like now that you've seen the movie, you just don't care about those characters.
Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying now.
Especially that we're not staying in the quantum.
And exactly, like this is definitely a one-time thing. We might not see them again, which is interesting because maybe now I got more questions. What you said? Because like the actor, what's his name? William Harper. Because he fired. I like him.
Wasted him.
Yeah.
People were saying that, right?
What did you use him for?
That's my thing. Like, is he gonna come back?
They should.
There's no reason.
Because
do we need
just because of the actor that he is.
But I feel like we still don't know where the TVA is. That could be in the quantum realm.
That's true.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
You know what I mean?
You heard this theory? You just made that up on the spot.
I mean, I low-key always assume that.
Damn. Did y'all think this was okay?
Wait, so
I mean, Kang.
I just never put it together. Damn,
wouldn't that technically mean that both Kang and He Who Remains were in the quantum realm together, essentially?
Yeah, in a way, yes, because the quantum realm is endless. So yes, technically,
okay,
maybe
it's like how. Never mind, I was gonna make a crazy reference.
And y'all notice how like they purposely didn't put William Jackson Harper's character, whose name I don't remember, because like you said, I had no connection to him.
Quasar.
Not a single one of them. However, they did not put him with Janet. Even though if they put him with Janet, all the answers would have been right there in the beginning.
Right.
Like every time they kept asking, "Oh, who are you afraid of?" Oh, she talking about Kang. Yeah, he a problem down here. Y'all should probably leave. But like, they put him with Scott.
I don't think that would have happened simply because he was with people who knew who Kang was and still wasn't giving out the information.
That is true.
You feel me? So it was kind of like, I think it was just an agreed upon topic. Like as much as we can avoid mentioning who this dude is, we're going to avoid mentioning it. But back to what Dennis was saying about the first act, it was okay to me. Most of it felt like what I had seen in the commercial. So I wasn't really like, it didn't present nothing new. And I could tell even when I saw the trap, I was like, okay, we may see them once or twice later on, but they're not going to be as important as they're trying to make it seem, which is why I think they didn't really bother world building as much with them, because it's like these guys are going to be here for catalyst moments, but you really don't need to know who these people are. Like the main warrior girl, I've seen her in other stuff play the exact same type of character, so I knew she would be back. I'm like, okay, she's going to be involved in the final battle somehow. But they was just like, all right, well, here, and then it kind of just was like, good luck the rest of the way.
I hear you, Rico. Y'all both kind of spitting, but it's interesting because I don't know where that leaves what should have happened then. Because what Dennis is saying, I feel you, low key. Not that I didn't have a connection, but like I don't really, again, I don't care about their name. Like I like that I saw William Harper, you know what I mean? But it's not too. They did what they did for me, and I can move on. I'm really not connected to them. Like so, I feel if you're not. But also, what Rico just said, it's like, damn, for the story. Were they supposed to? What connection are we even supposed to live with them? We're not about to live with them.
No, that's facts.
But they took up a piece of the story because you're right, but that's because they're the people that's literally living in this space that we are now on. Yeah. Like you can't even take that away. It'd be weird if there was no other humans down there and it's just Kang, you know?
Right. The thing is, you can make characters like that and have them be victims of what's happening currently in their situation. And not devote so much time in the movie to their cause.
Right.
You know who did that? Thor Ragnarok. They didn't introduce like 12 different people.
Damn, and I was more connected to all them people. Good call.
Yeah, correct. You know what I mean? And they were all under the Grandmaster's thumb. But we didn't spend so much time with it. Thor got in there, got out as soon as he needed to. And this one, Miss Cassie is just sitting here, Dad, we gotta save him. Dad, we gotta do it.
You're being so mean.
Oh my God. I couldn't stand her character.
Exactly what you said right there, especially Cassie's whole thing with Scott about, we gotta save him, we gotta save him. That's when he all of a sudden became the overbearing parent. And it's like, this doesn't match up with the negligence that you was allowing to happen the whole first 10 minutes. So that's when it kind of got like, there was a weird disconnect, and that's when I realized that they didn't have the best chemistry, in my opinion.
Correct.
What are we talking about? Cassie and Scott?
I didn't like their chemistry. I don't.
I didn't either. That's the point right there.
I've never seen this young lady in anything, so I can't say she doesn't know how to act. I haven't seen her in anything.
Nah, she was just bad in it. It wasn't a good role. She's not.
I don't know if it was the way it was written, and it was just kind of like Paul is doing what he can, and it's just like, they're gonna make sure he gets the best lines and gets the best way to deliver everything. But it was just. She just didn't seem convincing as his daughter. Personally, I couldn't believe them as a father-daughter, even a mentor-mentee situation. It was very hard to accept that as their dynamic. Personally,
even if it wasn't the acting, it was more on the writing part.
Yeah,
introducing so many characters, you take away from the opportunity to expand other characters. That's true. You know what I mean? And to care about Cassie. God,
they did say that stuff got cut though. They did say a lot of that got cut, which I could see.
Did it get cut?
They said a lot of parts that would have connected at least the reasoning of her even caring so much about
protesty stuff. Shout
out all of that. Hey, shout out Trip. But excuse me, I don't want to hurt Snowden. All the woke things. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, all that stuff, they said it would have, a lot of her scenes that gave us reasonings into why she was so into which is a little unfortunate for her as an actress, because I feel like she's getting dogged. Not that she did the best. I'm not going to say that I like hated her performance, but it was obvious that she was overacting more than anybody. Everyone else felt natural to me. It just felt like she was acting. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, bro. She's a kid. I feel like this girl almost came off as if she was trying to be more like a kid.
I feel you.
Then she should have just been herself. You know what I mean?
She really wanted to be Tom Holland here.
I'm trying to shoot her some bail though, because they are like this joint. After the first 15 minutes, it's all straight CGI. Literally, they probably in a green room
on an
running around in a green room. Yeah. So I'm trying to shoot her some bail. Like maybe this is the first time she's working with.
That's real. That's not for everybody.
Situation and having to use your imagination in that way.
I hear you trying to give her.
I'm trying, here, but I ain't feel her in this movie.
But the little boy from Jungle Book in 2014 didn't mess with any animals, and I believed he was Mowgli, and he was really running around with those real animals,
getting them bare necessities.
And he's younger than her.
Y'all funny right now.
But listen, my thing is, and why everybody's been jumping on me. If we love something, we have to be able to critique it. You know what I mean? Because if we pull our punches. We don't stand on anything. You know what I mean? Any other situation, we'd call out an actor for being bad. I can't give her the pass here when I would have called out anybody else being a bad actor or actress in one of these movies. You know what I mean? They just chose the wrong person.
Yeah, I feel like she was nothing like. I wish she was more like the little kid that we saw in Ant-Man.
She was spunky.
Even the girl that we saw in Endgame, like she reminded me of the little girl, like that little like confident sweetheart girl. Like this one was so. I'm not sure, but she wasn't that. Like she was this rebellious, like snarky. Like I missed the little sweetheart girl. Like
even if they would have kept the girl from Endgame, the girl from Endgame, it looked like Paul Rudd. I believe that was really his daughter.
Nah, she was acting her life away in them damn 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Damn, she could.
2 lines and made it work.
I forgot what she even said. It don't matter.
That little girl.
Nah, that's real.
No facts. So, we ain't even get to the best part of the film yet.
We did not.
Wait, y'all skipped the part.
Yeah, because after that,
all right,
or like before we even meet the colony or the rebels, Janet gets that weird animal thing from the Sand People. That we were all discussing in like our group chat. We were like, why do people say this reminds them of Star Wars? That right there, I thought they were Tusken Raiders from A New Hope.
Yeah.
And then once they started like growling and like taking off masks, I was like, oh, this is Star Wars. Fantastic. We've melded the brands together.
Yeah, then they even got more into it, like when Rico said the bar scene. That confirmed the
bar scene.
Yeah. I was like, this literally is Mandalorian right now.
Right.
But
right.
It was dope though. But yeah, so what parts we
cool.
What we talking
about?
We skipped that part. Snowden just said that.
Yeah. Did we talk the bar scene? Yeah, we had the bar scene.
All right, cool. We can go through that quick, Loki. We kind of talked about it. I'll do it. It's easy. Bill Murray's character, do not remember name. Anybody got a name?
Sidorak or something like that.
Kylar, something like that. There we go. Krylar, something. There we go, Ghostbuster. Yes. But yeah, he pulls up. You find out from him being real spicy that he used to have something with Janet in the quantum realm,
and they used to fight Kang. They used to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they used to be freedom fighters together, and then like he kind of probably got paid off. Like
he sold out.
Yeah, then he sold out exactly. And when this happens,
his performance was really good here.
Now he killed Loki, right?
When he hit that turn, and he's like, "I lie about a lot of things, but not this. You don't know your mom. You don't know what she's been doing down here." I was like, "Okay."
Nah, he was kind of going crazy.
I gotta give him credit too, because like it made me not root for him, but understand him. It's like. You disappeared. You left. Like I was here, neck and neck.
Oh, I feel you. I did feel that in that moment.
How dare you tell me? How dare you ask me? How dare me? You disappeared. I've been down here.
Right.
I didn't ask you to leave.
He said you wasn't shooting in the gym.
You wasn't.
Wasn't you?
I can't keep blowing these 3-1 leads, man. I'm about to go join the Warriors. Forget this.
Oh my
God. You're making.
I don't got time for this. Points. So it's better than being dead because we seen once he popped up. Oh, he could have killed me at any moment. So shoot, sign me up.
Nah, that's real. But yeah, so that happens, and once Bill Murray does that, they are arrested, right? Because he sets them up.
Yeah,
and at the same time, the village gets bombed.
No, they get out.
They do get out. They They do fight. They fight Bill Murray people. Yeah.
Sorry, good call. They do fight first.
Who throws the octopus John?
Who throws the octopus John? Yeah, I gotta watch this again.
Nah,
that was.
Remember he ate the.
Oh, the octopus.
Yeah. Hope through the octopus John, and that's how Bill Murray's character gets.
So what you're talking about is the Ant-Man side. Ant-Man and Cassie, they get the mechanical. What do you call Modoc?
Modoc appears.
Yes. Hold on. Let's talk about Modoc real quick. How did y'all feel about him? His character. I seen a lot of people had thoughts.
I thought that was. I'm gonna be honest. I feel weird about the thoughts, and I'm not somebody. Again, I'm not someone who knows a lot about the comic book, so I don't know Modoc. My only thing I've seen of Modoc before this, besides you telling me information about him, is the video game.
Right.
So like that, and that is I know part of the story of what his actual story is, right?
Yeah.
At least a bit.
To an extent.
To an extent, right? At least is what I heard.
Snowden. Before you go off, let me just get
anything. Here's my only thing. Apparently, he's always supposed to be this big, ugly face that acts the way that he acts to an extent, unless if I'm wrong about that.
Apparently that was the right way to portray him.
Right. So I know some people said I didn't like him because I had to keep looking at his face, and I'm like, that's not really an opinion.
Correct.
Yeah.
You just don't want to look at this ugly character.
Right.
Like Zen watches that kangaroo movie.
Yo.
You know?
You gotta relax. All right. Warriors of virtue. All right.
Stop it.
But no, I honestly feel like with Modoc and how they portrayed him, I feel like they did the best
they could
did with
a gag character. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Like a freaking floating head person.
Bro, what?
Like
they even made this story of it made sense. Like somebody said, like Napoleon syndrome in a person,
right?
Like in a head form. I'm like, that actually.
Because honestly, like, to all the people that don't like that, would y'all be honestly comfortable just seeing him flying around the MCU like after this movie? Like
what?
Just in some random.
That's
film?
what I'm saying. Like when would that make sense outside of this?
I felt like this was cool. As much as I kind of did want Modoc a little bit like more past his film, I'm cool with this. It was fine. It didn't kill the movie for me. Yeah. He was funny, and
you almost can't make him not funny, bro. Like
he's a walking head.
He's a walking ugly ass face. Like
and
what?
Let's be real. If there's Kang variants, there could also be Modoc variants that are all servants of Kang in one way or another.
I like that.
So there's a chance that he comes back. If you really wanted him, there's a chance he comes back around.
I like that.
Oh, damn it, Mr. Artist. You did something right there. I just never thought of that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
The option of variants leaves so much room to just do stuff. To just kill everybody and their mama off and be like, oh, they'll be back because it's somebody else.
Maybe that was their master plan the whole time. This
wasn't the main universe.
Maybe do you think that ruins the stakes of the MCU?
Yes, but it's one of those things you got to accept. It's the multiverse.
Saga.
Technically,
right?
When you think about it, everything can be ruined because the whole purpose of the multiverse is to show that there's endless possibilities.
Right, exactly.
So you got to think, Tony died, and the first thing people did within a year was try to figure out if there was going to be a Tony Stark variant coming back some way, somehow.
Nah, that's fair.
So everything has technically been ruined. Even because realistically, if you want to take that argument, not saying you are, but even in Loki, when they was like, yeah, them beating Thanos was supposed to happen. Well, then just did wipe off the whole Infinity Saga? Was all of that just like, because it was supposed to happen?
Right.
So I think it's like, you know, if folks want to nitpick, they ain't gonna never be happy. So
that's I feel like them, you know, the MCU was like one big story. You know what I mean? They use a lot of these movies as pieces of a overarching story. I feel like sometimes that hinders the movie sometimes.
Or
like,
at least to some people.
Yeah. Exactly. Because I've seen people say like, yo, what was the point of this, John? Like
they were like,
you know
this is just a piece to throw into the MCU stuff. I'm like, all right, but if you look at it that way, then yeah, you can look at it that way for every damn movie. It's just up to what you like then. You know what I mean?
Right.
But see, to play devil's advocate, that's not always the case though. Because there's still MCU movies that exist as a singular story. And then they have like little tidbits for the rest of the universe. And then that's how those movies, we champion those as some of the best ones. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
It's only just now recent that they're like, stuff everything in here because that's what everybody wants to see. And I think that's more of a mob mentality that's happened because of the fans. Because what's the thing that we always hear? They're never going to top Endgame. Everything has to be Endgame. It's got to be Endgame. And Endgame was a big fan service movie, and then we got No Way Home. Then they were like, well, now they're never going to top No Way Home because it's a fan service movie. Until they until they stop giving us, or like the belligerent fans that keep asking for stuff like that, these fan moments, we're never going to get like a single story that just is good by itself without having to watch the rest of the MCU. You feel me?
Facts. They just stopped asking for X-Men and everything.
Correct.
And
they're
they only
still
did it
bothering
because they still
everybody
ain't
for
getting no
Fantastic
Fantastic Four news.
You know
Exactly.
I mean?
That's the only reason they stopped with X-Men. They're like, all right, we'll wait.
Right. You know how I feel about that. You know
See, look, that got you excited. You was like, hold on, where, Wolverine? Right now? Wait, but where we at? Hold on, we didn't even got that much.
Nah, we good.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay.
But nah, so yeah, where we at right now? We had Modoc.
Modoc was introduced.
Yes, and they capture Scott and Cassie and bring him to Kang.
Yeah, that's.
I thought that was funny. That was a funny scene.
That was dope.
What was
where
funny?
he was trying to introduce himself and be
His
all
backstory.
tough, and then he's like,
"Oh
Karen?
yeah, that was hilarious." That shit was. Sorry,
no, it was funny.
That was hilarious.
Also, I want to go on record and say, I like the way that Modoc looked. I thought he was funny as shit.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed looking at him after a while. I was like, this is. Like you said, there's only one.
All right, wait, hold on. What's going on? You were like, this look is it? Like you were like, I like that face.
Don't get me wrong. Like, could the CGI have been better on his face? Absolutely.
Also, I hear you, but also I feel like that's a part of it. Like, you know, that almost made me be like, yeah, this makes sense.
This is funny.
Right.
This is fun for me. The other thing that I don't like that I'm seeing, everybody's like, oh, they're back to killing villains off after one appearance. And I'm like, they didn't kill Modoc after one appearance. They killed Darren after two.
After two. That's how I look at it,
you know
to
what
be
I mean?
honest.
No, right.
Like, just because Sam became Captain America doesn't make him a brand new character. But everybody's starting to get on the bandwagon where they're like, they're killing villains again. And it's like, he's been in 2 movies. He's good. He was Yellow Jacket, and then he evolved or devolved, depending on how you want to say it, into Modoc. That's perfectly fine.
Don't let him hear you though. You're talking about the devolve. He'll get upset.
No, that's
bro. That was funny.
But yeah, he goes around killing as he's supposed to.
Yes, and they're kidnapped by Kang. We'll get our first interaction between Kang and Ant-Man, which was wonderful.
Exquisite. We
got
Jonathan Majors.
This is turning into the Jonathan Majors show.
Bro, he's so good that it's like, should we even talk about him on this episode? Like, it's pointless because what we just gonna sit here for days. That man's too good at everything.
He's great.
It's like, I love the movie.
It's the way he was talking heavy.
Come on, yo.
Talking heavy, man.
It's the way that he's acting when he's talking. The lines are dope, but the way he does them.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like I'm watching Shakespeare, but we in the quantum realm.
Sell crack if this doesn't work. He acts as if this is do or die every single time.
Bro, every single. He said, "We're out of time."
Like 50 Cent was when he first popped up. I'm here. If this
for real.
doesn't work, I'm
what a
breaking
great
in houses.
Make 50 Cent and Johnathan Majors make sense. That's real.
No, fact.
That's real. But yeah, so I don't know if y'all want to say something about it's pointless.
We'll press the scene. So like basically, this is basically Kang's introduction to Ant-Man, but it's all exactly.
Wait.
What's up?
You're y'all missed the part where Janet explains her backstory with Kang, which leads into the scene, which makes it.
No, that's important.
Right. It is very important. So my fault.
I just didn't want you to skip that because it builds off of that.
No, you're right.
When you see him with Scott.
Cool. Thank you for that. So yeah, we get that backstory. So it's kind of continuing the first scene that we first seen when the movie started, or her after they spent some time together. Yes. He's basically explaining to her like, yo, I'm from the future. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I got a chair. We can go through time. I can give you all. He's selling her a dream. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, I need your help to build this, John. That happens. They build this time chair, right? She gets some type of vision. I don't know how she got a vision, but she got a vision when she touched the time chair and seen all the crazy.
How she could see his mind from touching the chair.
I'm just assuming she evolved and she's a mutant now or something while she was down there. That was mine.
You know what?
The chair was powered by like his thoughts essentially, and her words was that her touching it, she was able to basically, because I think he was sitting in the chair at that time.
Yeah,
she was able to kind of read his mind and see all the stuff he did to get to that point. Well, not all of it, but she saw a bunch of glimpses of him just causing havoc.
Never mind. This makes sense. It makes sense because I completely forget that Janet has magic powers.
Yeah, I do.
They never addressed that.
She had him in Ant-Man and the Wasp by touching ghosts.
I won't lie. If anything, that was weird. Damn.
I forgot. So maybe she touched the thing.
I don't even want it.
That's how she found out the thing.
Maybe she got
because I assumed because at first I assumed it was.
She did. Dennis.
I first assumed that what y'all just said, that it only that happened to her because of her powers, like she could see it. But then once Kang, the way he reacted was like, oh yeah, my chair does that kind of thing. He didn't say that, right? But that was the energy. He was like, oh, what did you see? Like, I know you saw something.
Bro, his face during that scene, bro.
He was heartbroken.
It was the disappointment because he knew what was happening. He knew it. He knew the whole time.
It's the emotion, dog. Like that man, he looked like he about to cry, but punch you in the face every second. And I don't know how to feel. Like it's insanity.
Because like in that moment, I'm sorry to cut you off. We were saying the same thing. I was kind of piggybacking off of you. So carry me for a little bit. In that moment where you see his face kind of get distraught, the way that I took it was because he finally saw someone who didn't see him as a conqueror.
Yes,
he saw someone who saw him as a friend.
And he thought he basically almost had a friend. Like almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
When he turns and he goes, he was like, damn, here we go.
Yep.
Right.
Like, all right. It starts now.
Himself in that scene was brilliant.
Yeah.
Bro, hold on real quick, because again, we can talk about Johnathan. We eventually going to have to stop because I'm gonna be here. I love this man. He's so good. Because it's everything that I'm gonna go right off of Snowden. Snowden, because right at the scene that we're all talking about, when he is first like reacting to seeing her, and he's like, "All right, yeah, I can tell you've seen it. Let me know. Let me see if I can ease you out of that." Right? It's what he's giving
like,
you.
we about to get out of here.
Yes,
like, yo,
but then
relax.
then he can tell that she's not having it, and when he gets a little annoyed, just a little bit, and he's like, all right.
Oh yeah.
Let me like them moments. I'm like, yo. I'm like, he got something in him. Like, I don't like this.
That dog,
bro.
Got that dog.
I'm not with a picture of like a puppy dog in his heart. Stop it. Oh.
I love how Kang gets so pissed. He gets so pissed in this movie.
Like, he got a demon in him, dog, and I like it. A robot AI demon. Something's going on. A time demon.
That's facts.
I don't
He
know.
has a switch, basically.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
He didn't even turn it on all the way though.
Even He Who Remains kind of had one, but he was always he was more giddy and kind of like, I know more than y'all. It's essentially, look, what I'm doing, relatively speaking, is bad. I understand that, but it's a necessary evil. If you guys want to call it evil, it's necessary. But they went two different sides of the spectrum with it. He Who Remains was simply like, it's one of two ways this can go. Y'all can kill me. Y'all can keep letting me do what I'm gonna do. Kang was like, look, I
like this is happening. You're right. Like this is
no, but y'all not gonna stop me from doing what needs to be done. So it's either ride with us or get rolled on. It's one of the two.
Yes,
bro.
And when he saw what decision she made, he was like, "Well, it is what it is. I tried." So
And then she was like, "Oh, remember the line when he keeps convincing." And it was exactly what Rico said. He was basically like, I tried. By that point, he got his suit all on. What did she say, bro? What's the line? All right, the people saw it twice. What did she say?
She was like, and if I let you go, what do you do?
Right.
He was like, what I'm supposed to. And then he suits up,
bro,
real smooth with it. And he goes, when? I went,
bro, that, oh my God. I almost stood up. I was like, yeah, during Black History Month too. Let him know.
Yeah.
That joint felt crazy.
Like you were saying, like up until that point, he's really trying. He's like, don't you want to see your daughter?
No, he's trying. He's reaching.
He's trying. She's like, hey, who's Kang? And he's like, it's who I'm supposed to be, baby. You feel me? Like, I'm on a little business vacation. Once I get back up there, it's a problem. But my thing is, I don't have to be a problem for your world. You feel me? Just cut the bullshit.
Right.
Let's go.
I'm a detour. I'm a
right.
Facts.
I ain't even gonna look your way. I'm gonna go this way.
Yo, I was about to say, like, when I meant, like, I don't even think we've seen all of it, acting level, let alone, obviously we see him later on, you see different versions of him, right? So we know the acting level he can go, but even at that Kang, because I think we're going to see this version of Kang again. Right? So, but that one, because that's probably the main one, the Kang the Conqueror. You know what I'm trying to say? So because of that, bro, when he lose it as an actor, like one of these moments in one of these movies coming up, like Avengers, one of them, he gonna break and we gonna be screaming like we just like something just happened to us.
He won't be held back.
Not at all. And I don't know what moment that is or who or what cast member that's gonna, what character that's against, but I want it right now though. You know what I'm saying? Like I know everybody watching this probably like, wow, who is that?
Stop wishing that on somebody.
I think it's gonna be Tom Holland. They throwing him in the lead role. If he want the smoke, he gonna get the smoke.
Bro,
it's gonna be somebody.
You think it's Tom?
It might be.
Ooh. Hey, bro, he keep calling out Robert, and you know his ass coming back. It might be Robert. I don't know. That'd be stupid. The acting level though, the acting level in that scene.
Yeah, but how many times does Robert Downey Jr. got to go up against the big bad? Let him live.
No, let him die.
Let him
die. Oh, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My hot take, I don't even know if it's a hot take. I'd rather the variant that people can be mad. I don't care. The variant that they were going to use for Doctor Strange, because that's who he's going to be. Is and just do Tom Cruise. I'm not saying I want Tom Cruise to play Iron Man. I'm saying so we don't have to forcibly always have RDJ coming back. Personally, I would rather like
him
that.
Go up against a different character
for sure.
rather than an Iron Man.
Because they said it.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I feel
like it's going to be Thor because he already said it.
He states that he's like, well, you're not the one with the hammer, right? The fact that he remembered Thor,
with the hammer, they're gonna
which
make
means
that.
That sounds amazing. My only thing against that, I'm thinking acting level and not character level right now. And Thor's amazing. I'm not dissing Chris Hemsworth. I'm saying the character might not react the way that I need this acting scene to go. You know what I'm trying to say?
If he taps into Infinity War Thor,
but bro, we need him depressed again. I don't think he depressed again. He got his niece and stuff.
Can't go make him depressed.
I feel you, right? But like, you know what I'm saying? You think we gonna get that Thor again? Like that one?
Nah. Snowden.
That's what I'm saying. He's not the same sad. I need that with.
Now hold up, we gonna spin into a whole.
I like this. Come on, who is it?
Who is gonna be?
Who is it gonna be? It should be someone who's acting their life away a bit.
It should be Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ooh,
it needs to be Strange.
Realistically,
oh my, nah, bro. Nah.
It needs to be Benedict.
Think of the lines. Think of the lines.
For the monologues.
Oh my God.
Just because one of the biggest things that they've shown is that, depending on who you ask, magic is nothing but another form of science that they haven't completely understood. So you get the best of science to this point against if he gets his job back, the Sorcerer Supreme. We about to find out who's top dog for real.
And they both spicy with the mouth.
Yeah,
bad.
We've been a little like, neck and neck science, magic science. I mean, you got beat with the Pythagorean theorem in the little mirror universe. So we need to go ahead and figure out like what's really the top. Is it the science?
And if he gets his job back, then you reminded me he got beat by an 18-year-old with science and math.
Stop it. You know he gonna throw that out at him too. And he's gonna be like, but didn't you lose to geometry?
Like what? So
that's Kang.
Nah, fact. But yeah, so where we at?
Sorry again, Johnathan Majors, we love you. We could do that all day, like, bro.
No, that's right.
He's too nice. We just need. I
but
just can't wait
to catch y'all up to where y'all were at. Then she takes the little multiversal engine core and then explodes it somehow. Here's my thing. Here's my problem.
Wait, don't stay long, Snowden. Don't stay long.
She did. That's a rainy day dish. You know what I mean?
If she had them the whole time, why was she there for 30 years? Scott put one of those joints in his belt and grew out of the quantum realm in the first movie. You're telling me she never thought to do that?
Does it work like that though?
I don't know if it works like to grow so big she can get out of the
because you might die. You
might die, man. I don't know if that works like that.
She was already at the point of death. She was in the
Stop it. Now you're just saying risk it. I'm about to scream. Snowden said, no. I'm not saying it was going to work. I'm saying risk your life.
Advancements though. It was advancements in the tech since then. It had been advancements since she went in the 80s.
Say it again.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, I don't want to say so.
You're lying. You're lying. Stop.
Here's my thing. She uses both of them and smacks
Can we say that?
She smacks it. You feel me?
Y'all should go in the comment section. Shout out. Kyle Miles or Mills. I'm sorry. I don't want to say your name wrong. You are a wild child. That's all I'm saying. You are crazy.
Oh my God, I just read that.
Nobody say nothing about it. We go, what was y'all saying? Look, man, we're not gonna get canceled, but that was a wow. During Black History Month too. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna clap about it. But we can't stay long.
It wasn't Kyle. It wasn't the main Doctor Strange. It was a variant.
Stop it.
It was a variant.
No. There's no way she was stuck for 30 years and never thought, hey, what if I just put one of the other ones in my belt?
You really think
Scott
so?
Did it, and he's a thief.
But wait. Is that how it worked for him to get out?
Yeah,
because I didn't think it worked. You see, they had to do all that wild stuff to get out.
That's what. Right.
I don't think the tech was that, bro. Because really, all right, think about it like this: if she smashed it and she put it together and smashed it, why didn't the core break out of the quantum realm in and of itself? You feel me?
True.
So
because it's not organic matter.
Also true.
That's a good point.
But again, it's like, bro, do you know how big she would have to get to physically just be like, I'm out of the quantum realm now? Like, is that can that work?
Scott grew
like, will her body slice in half or something? She just going.
He did. They all did.
Say that again.
Cassie grew, didn't she?
True, but they never grew so big that they went out of the quantum realm. Like that's another. That's like Mr. Fantastic. I'm like, what is that even a big thing or stretching?
I don't know.
Can her body do that? I don't want to hurt Michelle.
I don't know. Ask Bill Murray.
Oh, hey. Anyway, so what happened next in the... It's like, no, but what happened? What happened next?
No, so we still at the interrogation scene. Right. And we didn't even get to the bars because he was dropping bars on both of them.
Just spin him real quick because this is after he also choked up Modoc without even using his fingers.
He said, Modoc, yo, you don't talk when I'm in the room.
When I'm in the room, it's crazy.
Bro, yeah, right. Like not even... Damn, just in the room at all?
When adults are talking or something like that. I used to get that when I'm in the room.
Whew.
Nigga, the vicinity?
Like, what if you can't see me and I'm behind you? And you don't remember my voice?
Because he was behind him.
You're right. He was a little bit to the side.
He said, we got him, boss. He said, hey, yo, Did I tell you to speak?
And it wasn't that smooth too. Just a little hand brush, and this man, yo, that was that.
Bro, he really was Darth Vader mixed with like
Darth
Thanos,
Vader,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
It was.
and Killmonger. It was like a bad like.
Darth Vader.
He was
Very
Darth Vader the whole
vibes.
time. My God, especially with the hand movements being so light. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
I just want to point out I might have been proved wrong. I don't know. I don't like to admit defeat, but in the comments, maybe Scott didn't go deep enough, so he was able to grow out. That's fair because she also says you didn't look far enough into it to find these people and to find this universe under you.
True.
That is
Like I said, I won't admit defeat, but I'll say you're on to something.
that was a respectful way to admit defeat, but not admit it. I respect that.
Yeah.
That was hard. But yeah, all right, cool. Interrogation. You want to get one of the
interrogation
bars
scenes.
out?
It's basically him just
Kang been
like,
barring
yo,
up the whole time.
He's like, yo, so I need you to get something back for me so I can get up out of here.
right.
And if you don't do it, I'm gonna hurt your daughter, and I'm gonna do it in front of you,
I'm not gonna hurt your daughter. I'm gonna
And
kill
make
her.
you relive it.
and then run the time back and make you relive it over and over and over again.
Is that when he started to listen, or is that when he still denied? Because he gripped him up a bit too.
Nah, he still was denying because they did the whole thing. Are you an Avenger? Like, yo, are you the one with the hammer? It's like, yo, like, bro,
Bro, the way he really could have.
I got rid of a lot of y'all. I don't know which one. It
Bro,
starts
that's
to
what I'm
blend
saying.
together
The way
now.
he looked during it, it's not the line. The line's hard. He really was confused. He was like, you all get blurry. Like, bro, there's a big difference between these two. Like,
No, facts.
you know
He
that,
was-
right? Like,
Not only that, he was doing it while just standing like
He's chilling.
Like that.
He's
Just
like,
chilling.
hands
Yeah,
was crossed and everything.
Like,
He
was
was
it
like,
you?
yo, remind me.
That was the other time.
How many times did I kill
His
you?
brain was really calculating, like,
Bro, like
I
it was
split
that
one in
many.
half last time. That
Oh
one
my
I sent
God.
up to the atmosphere. Dang, I can't. My bad, bro. I can't remember. My fault.
He's like,
said you
do
the
you get
spider
big or
one,
little?
right?
I'm just, I don't know. Do you fly? It doesn't matter. I'll swat you like one.
right. So it was that. So I mean, Scott still wasn't, going yet. Then he started, doing
Respect to our guy.
the Darth Vader stuff.
He
and
tried his best.
Yeah,
He was like,
respect to him.
He did.
He was like,
Hey,
dude,
man,
it'll be up.
I respected the dad in him. You know, he was like, hey, man, you ain't going, I just can't sit here and be like, yeah.
Nah,
with
for
his
sure.
daughter right there, like, just, yeah, bro, I'm going to help. Like,
Nah, right.
I respected it.
So yeah, we get through all of that. He winds up, all right, whatever. He even lets them out the cell. Both of them.
That was my favorite part.
Dude just stares him
That was
down.
my favorite part.
Man.
So yeah, Scott
That
like
was fire.
he does his thing to Cassie, right? And he's looking at Cassie. Scott comes out, looks at him right in his eyes, and he's still not looking at him. It kind of like the Namor robotic.
I was going to say the name
Yes.
of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And he looks right back at Scott like, "You're not about to do nothing to me, my guy, at all."
You want to talk
That's
about
how
a
it was
bar?
crazy.
He said,
He
don't
said,
do that. Don't
Like,
touch her
at
again. And he
all.
goes, be happy I need you. I went,
Yeah. You know what? That's how I knew, like, Scott realized how big the magnitude was.
Yes.
Because he had to say something as a father. Like, hey, don't
Yeah,
do that again.
exactly.
But 9 times out of 10 with other movies, when they get they try to attack you, they get frozen in space or something. He was like, oh, I'm going to just say it. I would rather you not participate
He said
in
words
that
can hurt.
activity. Hey, if it was between me and you, I would rather you not do that. I'm going to do it, but hey, keep your hands to yourself.
Right, like, relax. See what I did, baby? You seen that? Just so you know, this is all for you. All right?
Tell your
When you
mama,
get home, tell your mom.
Tell your mama.
I tried. Tell her I tried.
wait, can I
He
ask
said, I
you
ain't
guys
paying
a
child
question?
support for a
What's
long
up?
time.
Did you, like, we're all talking about, like, the acting that happened in the interrogation. Do you think it was a good interrogation, though? When he said, I'll kill her and make you relive that moment, I wanted something from him instead of just turning her to the left. I thought he would have, like, aged her up. Or maybe he, like, ages
Oh,
Paula.
you're trying to get deep.
You know what I mean? To, like, really...
I
to
do
really
feel
get
you. That
through
would
your
have
head.
lost me, and if they go that way with seeing more of Kang, sick. But I wasn't. Since that scene was fire, I wasn't expecting anything more. But now that
Because
you
think
said that,
about
it's
it.
like, whoa, that would have been crazy.
Right, but the whole thing, and this is my problem. This movie trailer sold the movie to be something else. Kang was supposed to be giving time to Scott, but essentially that's not what he was trying to do at all. He was just like, yeah, I'll get you home, whatever. But the trailer makes it seem, oh yeah, I can give you time. I can do that. But they never build up on that
I
because he's
hear
talking
what
to
you're
Janet
saying
instead of that.
now.
Yeah.
Never
Like,
looked
could
at
you
it in that
imagine?
perspective, but again,
Yeah.
this might be because the whole time I knew the story that is about to. I didn't know this the movie, but I knew that the plot was it's like a heist based
Right.
on I knew that. So in my mind, I'm never seeing it the way that you
But could
saw,
you
which is why those
imagine-
trailers can change people's perspectives a lot. Though I think they do that on purpose, but again, I don't know if it worked
Sure.
out in like your case.
But
You know
could
what I mean?
Imagine if like he would have aged up Cassie. So then, like,
I'd have lost it.
Scott is thinking, I'm losing more time.
Bro, he gave her the Benjamin Button real quick.
Hey,
right.
What?
Snow. I thought she was about to go through a Stranger Things, snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh my God,
that would have been crazy.
Heal her back and then make her do it again.
No.
That's what I mean.
They need to start pushing the limits with
Yeah,
that. That would have been crazy.
That's low key. They might have had to make it R-rated. They twist her body.
Bro, but Stranger Things does it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That's not R-rated. Them kids say.
All
right.
I kind of agree with Kyle comments though. I agree with Kyle.
Kyle
in
going
comments,
crazy.
though. He's saying that I think Kang was depowered and he showed no time powers, but like he was in the quantum realm, and I think that kind of limited his powers. I think we'll see crazier Kang when he's outside of the quantum realm.
I agree.
We'll see.
I agree.
I'm trying to see him go.
I low key think that's my point. A lot of people said he was chilling in this movie. I low key feel like, cause he's like, they're not nothing to me. The way he's looking at it, he's like, what are these people? Like, I can easily, at least the whole point. He's like, you talk to ants. Like, his whole thing is like, you are nothing to me. So I just felt like his cockiness and his ego made him not go crazy.
I think this.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
This was a true introduction for people to who and what Kang is. Like, we've seen the He Who Remains. We know that when it comes to time, there's nobody above Kang realistically. But I think this was to let you know, like, whenever you see Johnathan Majors pop up, now you know it's hands immediately, because it's we're showing you this is the guy that was exiled.
Mm-hmm.
He has limited tools. He MacGyvered his way into dominating an entire realm.
Nah, that is crazy.
So imagine the guy that pops up with 1,000 more of him at his back, like, "Hey, bro, we got you. What you need?" Now it's I gave y'all hell at a microscopic level. Imagine when I got my tools with me.
He's shitting right now.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? You been drinking? I'm in the vibe right now.
No. Hey, I knew Snowden was here. I knew Dennis was gonna be here.
Look what you do, Snowden.
What I'm not about to do is get outshine. That's what we not about to do.
Yes, no.
I was like, ISO, hold on, I need one.
Yo, he was like,
I need my turn.
He was like Tatum in the All-Star game last night. Yeah, going crazy.
I need my turn.
Oh, wow.
I'm pulling from half.
Right? Come on,
all of that.
Dame.
Right.
Dame.
So yeah, from this joint, we can jump to the heist.
That's cool.
So like everybody's back together. Well, are they?
They're on their way.
They're on their way. You're right. They're on their way. So basically he pulls up what was this? Was it a quantum core?
This is the quantum storm. It was like storm.
Oh, the storm. They call it quantum storm. Or the probability storm.
Probability
storm. That's what it is.
That boy memory is good.
Yeah. Right. So he shows him this thing. This is basically frozen in time. Like, it's kind of frozen exploding or whatever. So yeah, he's basically telling him like, yo, I'm gonna need you to go down there and bring, make it smaller and then come back. You know what I mean? And like, he's like, yo, so y'all, anything y'all need to tell me before we get down there? Like,
he's like, you'll see it.
I mean, just don't lose your mind. Don't die. And
right, did they say that too?
Modoc said that.
Yeah.
Can I give a hot take?
Mess with you.
Yeah.
How hot is
this? Should have been the last time we saw Kang in this movie. He should not have he should have walked out and said, "You're going down there," and then he should have left, and he should have just entrusted Modoc to now see this through, because then. We'll get there, but Kang, we should have had him just be like this presence. You feel me? Like, that's why when Dennis was saying like he didn't like the whole it's this guy, the conqueror. This I like that. And like, if we would have seen the interrogation scene and then he goes away, and then now we're like, well, what else can he do? You know what I mean? I think that would have helped the character even more. And just had Modoc now become the main villain of the movie, because there's already a backstory between not only Scott but Hank and Hope. There's already beef between them. It should have just been Modoc at this point. You know what I mean?
Like, I feel like the focus would switch back to the Ant family.
Correct.
Do their story better.
Correct.
You know?
I do kind of like that. My thing is, personally, I wouldn't get to see some of them Kang scenes that we see later. When he acting his life away, and those. Personally, I can't because I love the movie. But if I don't get some of those scenes, man, some of the feeling is taken away, and I don't think that's a diss to the movie, because that's a part of the film.
Which scenes are you talking about?
Before, when he keeps getting angry at Scott until he has to kick his ass, all of that lead up. Okay. I just the acting like that made me be like, yeah, PC, and we knew that, and you're right. Like I knew I was gonna get it regardless if they took him out in that spot, because you're right. It would have gave a different perspective for Kang and made him come off more scarier later on. So I agree there, but it's like, damn, for this film, I wouldn't have got. Part of me knows I would have also been like, damn, why did I only get a little bit of Kang? You know?
Nah, I feel you.
But you're right though. It would have did something else, like perspective wise.
And then how we keep talking about how, since there's so much stuff packed in this movie, other things could have been expanded on. This would have been a fantastic opportunity. Remove one of the characters from the board and save him for later. Let him be built up in our minds as this devil. You know what I mean? That we cannot touch. And then have Modoc. Not only do you have him going up against Scott, who put him here. You know what I mean? You now have his daughter, who you already tried to kidnap, but now you have the ability to do worse than that because of this guy, and that guy is gone. So now it's either you impress him and do what you need to do, or you get to the end of the movie and I guess Modoc dies or something like that. But like Kang, I hear you. The prologue to Creed 3, I enjoyed.
There we go.
But
you mean?
I could was a great sacrifice that for Modoc now becoming the main villain of the movie and their actual cohesionness on why the villain is mad at the heroes. Don't get me wrong, like they do that with Kang and Janet, but I don't care about Janet. I followed Scott for the last two movies. You know what I mean?
True.
Yo,
they
somebody
made her too integral to the plot.
Somebody sent in the comments. They said, "How Kang's shield hold up against Legion of Comics?"
That's at the end. That's at the end.
My bad.
I was about
shout out to Legion of Comics though. Shout out to
Also, Amber, we're gonna answer that question too. Not question, but we'll talk about that too.
Yeah. All right. So so he shrinks down, goes to get this core, right, and then
through a Rocky inspired montage, they get it basically.
Yeah. But that was
Rocky
really cool.
mixed with Spider-Man. Far From Home.
Yeah. It was very
with
cool.
the illusions. It was
no. It was very cool.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. It was dope.
I appreciated Ant-Man using ants to work together to a common thing. That was fine.
Yeah.
Nah, that was cool.
And then letting it be essentially like they all realize, like whichever one of us gets out, as long as Cassie is safe.
Sure.
I was like, okay, cool. Dad of the year.
Why was there only one other Paul Rudd that was not an Ant-Man though?
I think
that was funny. I don't know why.
It was.
I guess that was just like his brain though, like being random because it's just him thinking.
Yeah, because they asked him and he was like, "Yo, this is what did he say? It was like these are all possibilities. They're not real." They said like that, just keep, you know what I mean? So yeah.
He said,
you were saying something about where.
Wait a second. We're skipping like the best joke in the movie. When he's down there and he's like, Darren, I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
Darren.
That was hilarious. Hilarious.
Like,
oh, my God.
Modoc.
Modoc.
And he's like, yep. What? And he's like, I made it. And he's like, okay.
No, that was
like, what's the plan?
Don't die.
The fact that Darren carried that little scene right there, I was like, this guy, I want more of him. He's funny.
He was funny.
I ain't gonna lie. It made me less sad that they were gonna have Jim Carrey be Modoc, but I'm still mad about it.
I'll say it. Jim Carrey would have smashed that role.
He would have smoked that joint. Oh my God, he would have smoked it like a blunt. But like, we don't even have to worry. It's fine. Maybe we'll get him in something cool in the MCU.
Right, for sure.
Who knows?
Molecule Man.
I'll say everyone keeps saying that. People keep saying that.
Yeah. So yeah, they get out of this joint. They're outside of the whatever that was, the core.
The vortex.
The vortex, the probability storm. Out there. So basically they had the core. Everybody's back. And Kang is like, all right.
Hope dove in, didn't she?
Yeah, she saved the day. She saved it.
Exactly.
That was cool.
Who was it? Was it Zen?
She saved him?
Yeah.
Was it Zen who said it earlier that Hope was on the time that she needed to be?
Yes.
Every time someone needed something, Hope was right there. I was like, you know what? You got sidelined in this movie, but shout out to you for showing up when you needed to.
Honestly, every time. It was like, okay, I see why you was mad you didn't get the suit the first movie.
Was it all the backlash?
I see why you was upset.
Was it the backlash?
They had to give her a little something.
I mean,
she was definitely sidelined in this movie. I mean, she's in the damn title. She's in the title.
Yeah, she is in the title. I'd be forgetting.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. But
he said I'd be forgetting. The movie's called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was called Ant-Man Quantumania the whole time.
The movie is called Kang.
Come on, man. Rico!
But nah, so yeah, they're out there and Kang is basically like, yo, all right, so give me the core, so we can get this moving, bro.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, like, this is, they finally, it falls into like classic superhero movie tropes. no, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna work with the bad guy. No, like, you know what I mean?
Were you mad at that? You saying like you were you
I wasn't mad at it because
it's
but
like,
it was just
that's what happened. It's
know,
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
it's a superhero.
It's classic stuff. Yeah, it was cool. So yeah, they do that.
You didn't sound too convincing.
Right? It sounded like you were upset though.
I'm not upset.
Were you expecting? Could there be a different thing?
Maybe just I don't know. What's the word that they kept using for Game of Thrones? Subverting expectations, or what is that? Is that it? Like
subvert your expectations.
Wait,
yeah, something like that.
Who just actually said a quote from Game of Thrones instead? What is
that? Was me.
Snowden.
What'd you say?
She's McQueen.
I'm like really thinking about what you asked, and he's like McQueen. I'm like, no,
but no, they could have switched it up just a little bit. You know what I mean? But
I mean, like, got something in mind?
No, I don't. No, we don't have time for that.
All right. I'm just wondering because I never even because you're right. It was like classic superhero stuff, but again, I'm expecting that because why? What else were they gonna do?
No, that's facts.
Like with Kang, at least.
I mean, they.
I guess Wasp collected it.
So here's when Rico was talking about, and like me and Rico were talking about like character assassination. It also hit me right here with Scott. He's so concerned about the deal that he made, but he's not. Like he's concerned for his daughter, but like he's like, yeah, we made a deal. We made a deal. You stupid. He was never going to uphold his side of the deal. He needed you.
Lack of choice.
You. Right. You were not.
Are you saying? Are you saying? Excuse me. It doesn't make sense with his character because Kang.
We haven't gotten to the point in the movie where I got mad at that choice.
So got it. Okay. All right. Got you.
So like I stopped myself because we'll get there and then I'll bring it up again. You know what I mean?
This hate is everlasting.
People are agreeing with you that they didn't know Wasp was in the movie. Can I make a change? Can I make a change to the movie? Realistically, there should have been 3 characters in the quantum realm. It should have been Scott. If you want to make it Janet, that's fine. And it should have been Cassie. It should have been the Wasp, like the original Wasp, and then an Ant-Man. And then you have the new generation being Cassie. And then showing all 3 of them working together and having to deal with stuff. You already sidelined Hope in the main movie. In my imagination, she already gets sidelined and she's up there with her dad anyway. But it would have made more sense if it was still called Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. If it was just Janet and then Scott.
Because it was that anyway.
Right, exactly. But the fact that you have Hank down there and you have Hope down there, you still got to flesh these characters out and give them something to do, which is
without making it too long. All right,
correct.
They already
they could have been smart with the title, but you know.
So we're gonna jump around a little bit, just fast forward through the end of this, John. So basically, that didn't work out for him. So they're fighting Kang.
Great fight.
It is a great fight. They're losing. Then Cassie does this super cringe speech.
Oh Lord!
Again,
remember the Titans.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Was it that bad?
That writing could have been better.
It was the writing because I feel like the writing. Again, I only saw
the writing and her performance.
The performance didn't help the writing. Right.
It's the fact that she cut off Kang. That's what it was. Kang was going crazy. Kang was going crazy.
Maybe that's what it was.
No,
personal because
no way she could follow.
He said no. She just sucked.
Ain't no way.
I had 2 problems with that. Realistically, how are you hacking Kang? First of all, to where you can interrupt.
The other chick did.
Still,
other girl did.
Right. Like how are we interrupting your regularly scheduled program for this? Remember the Titans speech right now. How does
I ain't gonna lie, they stole it from Andor, but I don't want to. I ain't want to. Like, do y'all watch Andor? Like they literally took it from Andor.
I haven't seen it.
Nope. You have seen it, right?
Yep.
Like you, am I bugging? Yes. Or it's like clearly they took it from Andor. Even the way it visually looks, like
that's classic Star Wars stuff, though.
Oh, but do they do it that way? Like in other movies where it's like that hologram specifically in that way? Like this big hologram over the whole city.
I've seen it, but Star Wars does like Star Wars
stuff like that. I know that for sure.
That's some Star Wars.
But also Star Wars stuff where it's like Revolt. You know, so that's where I kind of got that from. But yeah, the performance didn't help it. And then you did throw off Kang.
If we all stick together, you're gonna fight. Come on, guys. It's me.
Who, you became Mickey. I thought it was Mickey saying,
boys.
Hey man, it is Disney. You know where we at.
No, that's facts. That would have been a crazy crossover.
What bothered me about that is like, girl, they've been trying. They
oh my God,
freedom fighters for a reason.
Who knows how long they've been fighting?
He's like, bro, right? Like, no, you making a point because some of them could have got disrespected. Like, hold on, this
like, wait, what you mean?
Little ass girl. Do you know how long I've been down here doing this on my own? And she's like, I'm sorry, I just. I have
you
ants.
are new to this, not true to this. What are you talking about right now? You you don't even know how to throw a punch properly yet, and you out here about to tell me
how to fight for freedom?
Oh my god! Sorry, that was for my dad, not you guys. That was only for my dad.
Oh god!
You just got here.
Wait, but anyway, yeah. So she makes this speech that no one likes, and then
they still fighting and it's still not going their way, and then Hank brings the ants.
Yes, Hank brings.
Nah, wait.
Some people don't like this scene apparently.
Hold on.
The way he did it, the way he did. Oh, the holes, man. Definitely got to talk about these holes.
Time out. We got to talk about another good scene that happened.
What is homie name real quick? What is the boy? He's the ooze guy. What is?
Isn't it Zeb?
Ivan?
Zeb.
Is Zeb? Okay, he's
nobody caught the Power Ranger reference. Y'all wrong.
They need to bring him back some type of way. He was hilarious.
Listen, wait a second. The part where like they were doing the announcement and stuff like that, and I'm sorry, I'm spacing on it now. But the part where like Scott is big and he starts walking through the dust and you just see his red eyes, and then he goes.
That part was tough.
That was hard. It actually seemed way cooler than it came off to me in the trailer. I don't know if y'all saw that scene in the trailer, but when I saw it didn't do anything for me. Not that it was supposed to, me. Right? But yeah, when I saw it in context, I was like, "This hard." For some reason,
I don't mad. I've never seen him mad before.
That's what it was. Like really emotional. Yeah.
For me. He's like, we had a deal. Blah 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 blah. His first question wasn't, "Where's my daughter?" It wasn't, "Hey, you stole from me." It was, "We had a deal. Our word is our bond. I'm Scott Lane."
I do hear you, but I do think I'm playing devil's advocate. I would assume that he's started it that way just because he's like, Kang, this is the type of time you're on. Kang don't care about his daughter. You know what I mean? So he's probably just like, deal? Like, I thought you were supposed to be a respectful kind of soldier. I see that, but he's still wrong. He's still dumb for that.
We all sat through Endgame. What was the first thing Scott did when he got out of the quantum realm?
Found his daughter.
Now you're right,
you're telling me Kang took your daughter and your whole thing is being the ultimate dad for her, your first words are, "We had a deal. Our word is our bond."
But don't you think in his mind he probably not trying to come off weak to Kang? Because Kang don't care about that.
Sure, but
so that's why I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like
my first words would have been, "Where's my daughter?"
Yeah, no, but like Kang would have probably toyed with him then. He would have been like, "I have her and I'm gonna crush her." Like, what you mean? Because I'm just wondering, like, what was. He didn't get a good response out of anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know if it was going to make it better, him being like, "Give me my daughter back." You know what I'm saying? I think it's... He was yelling from a distance. It got high pitched. That's why.
Like, which variant is that?
It's the vibrations in the realm.
Which variant is that?
Baskin Robbins working.
There it was.
That's the drive-through.
It went quantum.
But the other thing that bothered me about this scene, and I hope everybody else feels the same way, maybe, perhaps.
Is everyone else is bothered, you hope?
It's like,
I want y'all to have my anger.
Instead of Hope, when she got out of jail and did all of her stuff, instead of going to find her dad, she goes to find the warrior princess. Why are you not going to find your family? You owe nothing.
Wait, say it again. You said Cassie? Wait, who are you talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about Cassie.
She got so wrapped up in their plate. Like,
that's
it was
really
just
what it was. I think he just got in it.
I feel y'all. Like, I want to save you.
Nah, it wasn't. She didn't care about her dad. She in that age. You also got to
realize, to my knowledge, she didn't know that her pops was back. So it's like, if I'm out, I need help to continuously go out. I need more and more, help to break out of this, just in case my dad don't come back. Okay, you feel me? So it was one of those, like, she heard them be like, "Hey, don't die." Well, shoot, the nigga dead. I'm gonna need some help.
Fair.
That's how I looked at it.
Okay. I hate the writers of this movie.
I'm really sorry if I'm yelling. I don't know.
Jeff Loveness is on Twitter. If you want
to, you're good.
Nah, I don't want no beef with the writer. I'm trying to get in the movie. Actually, what is Twitter? Jeff, let me in.
But nah, so we got this fight thing. It's happening.
Wait, also shout out my dad. Thanks for being in the comments, Dad.
Is that Eric?
Yes.
Hey, yo, shout out to Pop.
Shout out Pop.
Ain't you supposed to be asleep? What you doing up? You got work? What you doing? But yes, thank you, sir. But
yeah, so that happened.
Just a K, your dad young.
Yes.
Hank brings the ants out, and in
a very sly way.
That low-key ends Kang's fight. Well, kinda.
Yeah.
There, he has the shield, and I was off second watch, right? I was mad about the ants until I watched it again, and seeing Modoc was kind of the reason why the ants overtook that shield.
Explain. I don't remember that.
So,
wait. We definitely skipped Cassie going up against Modoc. I'm so sorry.
yes,
because that was busy work.
That was busy
work. That was busy work.
That's because like that
That's when she
inspires
officially
that
lost
next thing.
me. Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
It's like what? What?
yeah. Like how did she make him fold?
Dicks.
Like he folded after that. Like he was like, yo, I don't know who I am. It's like, who am I?
Not be a dick.
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't mad at the Modoc's reaction because literally, like the way that his head is.
You reminded me of Reek from Game of Thrones. We using Game of Thrones references.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow,
damn. That's
Reek.
really sad.
That's
And you gonna call him that? Not even Theon. You really gonna call him Reek? You a nasty bull.
I'm calling him Reek because Reek was the one with the messed up head.
No, I got you, but you know what you did. Anyway, but yes, no, that's a good point. He's messed up in the head right now, so like that makes sense for Modoc. But I ain't gonna lie, like I don't really care about. I wasn't someone who was felt weird by some of the lines in the movie until that one. That was just weird.
Yeah,
the way that it was just out of nowhere. Don't be a dick, and he was like, "What did he respond with?"
He was
I don't know how.
I don't know.
Look at me.
Yeah, like
I'm already a dick.
that. There we go. It was funny, but I was like, weren't we just fighting? What just happened?
yeah.
It just was really out of nowhere. Was
Not
all
only
I
that,
felt like.
can I ask y'all a question? How'd y'all feel about Cassie going big?
I liked it.
It was cool.
I'm mad at it.
Because
You mean
my
visually
opinion.
or what you mean? Just like
No.
the fact that it
Just
happened.
in terms of her doing something for the first time, going big. Because when Scott went big for the first time, he says, I was knocked out for about 48 hours after I did it. But she jumps up, she starts swinging him like
I don't know if that has to
like,
do with age and like body, if it makes it worse or better. I wouldn't know.
They also
I
could
don't-
have tweaked the tech.
Could have also tweaked the
in
tech.
between
Good
time.
point.
I
Good point.
wrote it up to tweak the tech.
Yeah,
True, because he was
She
fine now
still
this time
asked
too,
for-
right?
yeah.
True. So
She did kind of pass out a little bit. Like she kind
did
of.
a bit.
She
Oh,
did a
yeah,
bit.
you're right. You're right. She did
my
have some
thing is,
citrus
she can
afterwards.
just
Some
go
citrus.
She can go big out of nowhere.
What'd you say?
Is Hope the only one who cannot grow?
So
Maybe
I
she
guess
feels
not.
better
Maybe she.
going small. I don't know.
Wait.
Going small. The only issue I had was them taking the helmets off at that height. I was like, there needs to be a caveat for y'all to be that big. I feel like the caveat needs to be the helmet needs to stay on. Like, I don't know why that bothered. It shouldn't
took the
bother
helmets
me.
off a lot.
Right, but you're just like, this don't make
nigga,
sense.
y'all
I
is-
kind of feel
like,
it.
what are we doing? Like, y'all the same height as the buildings now. Keep the helmet on.
True.
Like that was my only thing.
True.
How
I
did,
got called a Cassie hater in the comments.
It's okay.
Yeah, wait. Look.
Okay.
Yo, how do y'all feel about that final fight scene?
Call him out, D.
with
Yes.
the ants.
I have a question for y'all.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So when we saw Kang fighting other people, not the ant family, he was using his blue beams and stuff, right? Taking care. They were like
Plot armor.
disintegrating.
Plot.
Yeah.
I already know where you
Now-
going. Plot.
now-
Oh, okay, all
right.
right.
Now, are we upset that he wasn't using all that against the ant
Absolutely.
family?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My
Because he was disintegrating people. Some of them didn't make it out. Some of them didn't make that.
When he fought the ant family, though, right? Does he?
with fist.
It's later. I know you're right. It's later, right?
But
It's
his-
after all of that.
He could have got him
whole
before the
thing-
ants. He
he's
could have.
No, I
fighting
just
them
got questions
with
just
the
to
suit and
try to
stuff.
understand why he wouldn't do that because it doesn't actually
The
make
ants
sense.
messed up his suit though.
But
Afterwards.
that was after the fact.
That was after. That was
remember,
after.
they
yeah.
all ran up on him on the bridge, and they
Wasn't
started
he
going
not
at him.
fighting them
And he was,
specifically
like,
at first,
eating
though?
the little
Right? Am I
blaster
not
and
wrong?
stuff.
Weren't all the army and everybody being fought, and he's just
Running
chilling
the
on
other way.
some?
He was chilling.
He wasn't
was
fighting
chilling.
nobody.
He was
during
at
that
this.
time.
He was at his place.
Yeah, so by the time that he
he
actually
was-
started to fight them, his suit is messed up and stuff. You know
No,
what
no,
I
no,
mean?
no, no. His
Am
suit
I
gets-
wrong? I'm
No,
wrong.
no,
Came
that's
out-
after.
He came out
That's
from the
after.
palace.
He did come out from the
and was
palace.
like, okay, my
Okay,
turn.
so when
Boom,
was
boom,
that? When
boom,
did
boom,
that
boom. So they
happen?
ran. And then Scott, Cassie, and Hope was like, "Well, I guess it's just us." And all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Right,
he was like, "Come back!" Like, no, what are we doing?
And
Like,
he's
Yeah,
I'm
that is
ready
weird.
go
I'm trying to
home.
I'm trying
I
to
would
make it
rather
make
And
sense.
it
I don't
didn't
know.
make
all out.
Exactly, and it didn't make sense because the whole movie he's talking about how none of this even matters. Y'all are so small. Like he's
Yeah,
trying to get
why
out the
is it-
quantum realm.
Where did
So,
that
like,
come from? His-
Yo.
his
This
whole
again
state
could
of mind
this could be
changed.
some cut
Exactly.
stuff. To be
Yo,
honest,
yo, Solo,
but
real
this
quick.
sounds too like.
Dia does in the chat. Shout out to you. They said he checked the script mid fight and pulled back his punches.
Stop.
No, literally.
It's like, hold up, I ain't
All
supposed
jokes
to do that
aside,
right now.
that's
Okay,
very
all right,
accurate.
all right.
My bad. I'm doing too
He
much
said,
for the
I
pay rate.
skipped
All
ahead.
right.
I'm in King Dynasty. My fault.
He said, "I'm in Creed. My fault.
I'm
still
in Creed.
My bad.
For real.
But to Dennis's point, and to piggyback off of it, when he was down there doing his evaporating all the little quantum people, Were you thinking this is when someone dies? Because I've been waiting the whole movie. I was like, there has to be.
All right, wait, let's get to it. I knew somebody's going to say it. Because we talked about this a little bit too, right?
This was one of the OGs should have died, in my opinion.
I'm going to say this.
Yes.
Was I expecting one to die? Yeah.
Yes.
Did I need him to die? No.
Yes.
I didn't need him.
What are Hank and Janet going to do come King Dynasty and Secret
Nah,
Wars?
but here's what
they might be leading it like the back, like, you know, you always need somebody in the chair.
Sure, but let's say
be the chair people.
But
they're
even
gonna be
if
helping
that's
the people
not,
in the chair.
you're being so funny right now. Niggas say, oh, no. But even if no, you're right. Let's say even if that's not the case, right? And we really don't need them, if so. Like, how much would this movie have changed if you just saw that one of those two old people die?
Remember when I told y'all one of the episodes
was going to change a lot for you? Is what I'm asking. It's going to change.
Y'all remember
because the stakes have been raised now.
One of the first episodes I came on, I said one of them need to die so that Scott can pop back up and tell the Avengers and everybody else there's an issue. There is a problem that we have. Even if they quote unquote defeated this guy, he let it be known I'm not the only one. So if you lose your father-in-law, whatever they is to him, you just,
right. This is serious. Yeah.
We have an imminent.
Nah, that's real.
Like,
right now he's confused. He's like, do I tell people?
He's like, there's a potential, but it might not happen. But it could. If somebody dies, hey, niggas, avenge. We need we avenge.
Not only that, it should have been Hank because Hank was one of the cornerstones of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
back
no, that's
in the
real.
day.
That's real. Yeah.
So if you take Hank off the board,
or even Janet because of the connection,
one, right?
connection too.
Yeah.
Like,
because you had Howard, you had.
See, my thing is, it wouldn't have changed the movie too much for me. It might have added like an extra point or a half to it as an.
So let me ask you a question.
Story-wise, it would have made it way more urgent, though. Yeah.
To change the perspective, would No Way Home hit the same if Aunt May walked out of that film?
Hell no. No, I agree. That's my whole point.
That's what I mean.
No. I'm agreeing with you.
Same thing with Conor with Angela.
All right,
100%. No, I'm agreeing. Bro, a death to a character we connected to, regardless of the situation, is going to hurt you. I'm aware. I'm just saying, is it for the movie or is it for the overarching? If it's talking overarching, that definitely is way more important for a lot of things for the reasons that Rico said. But for this movie, it makes it a little bit better of a movie, but it's not gonna change it from if someone names it a 5, I don't think y'all would make it an 8 if they died. Is what I'm saying. Off of just that one death.
I wanted a death. I would have bumped it up a whole point. I promise.
A whole point. 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. 1 point. Yeah.
So to me, like if you don't kill nobody, then Kang needs to escape.
Yes.
That's my thing. Like the ending needed to change.
No, you're right though. You're right there. That's what Amber said before too. She was like, yeah, he should have just definitely walked out of the portal. And
he should have walked out.
Yeah. If you don't do that, if you don't kill someone and Kang doesn't escape, Scott and Hope need to be trapped there.
That was what the reshoots were that they cut, and I'm really interested to know why they cut.
Wait, tell me what you know. What do you?
That was the reshoots that they took. The photos that came out.
Was supposed to get stuck there.
Yeah, that was the actual reshot, but then they cut the reshoot.
Since we at the end,
no,
right?
we here,
we at the end. So,
go ahead.
Those reshoots changed that whole dinner scene at the end. Remember, he was like, "Yo, did I? Am I worried?" Like him worrying about it. That was all added in at the end because they were supposed to stay.
Hair was different.
All of their hair was different. Yeah. Because even Hope's was different. I was like, oh, when did you grow hair?
I just thought about they probably. I mean, we don't know how long they've been out the quantum realm, so I didn't nitpick that.
If you go off of his words, where he's like,
but that makes sense now,
the multiverse.
True.
I would assume that this is happening like a day later, maybe something like that.
Yeah. In my opinion, with especially piggybacking, especially what off Dennis said, because Dennis brought up a really good point. But there needs to be stakes, and that was my one, I think, nitpicky thing with Ant-Man was that I don't think it fully allowed itself to go there. You're the first movie where we're getting who the hardest guy that we've had yet. You're the first one. And that's why I had an issue with some of the comedic points, because it's like you guys are taking away from how serious this dude is. This dude and his whole posse are basically here to just wreck shop. And you're not fully allowing it to go there. You need a happy ending with the family eating dinner. No, you don't. Matter of fact, you need almost the exact opposite. We need to be mourning somebody. Matter of fact, we need to be mourning somebody who we can't bury because he or she is still in the quantum realm. We need a problem. Or at the very least, if y'all don't kill him, we need him to escape. And then by the time y'all all get out, where is he? Why isn't he here?
Y'all are bringing up a point. Why did they change that? Because
there needs to be.
We talked about this prior to this joint.
Yeah.
I think that might be why Ant-Man was rated the way it was rated, because people are so. It was darker for sure, but even by the standards of the stakes, it was still very lighthearted. Yeah, in a lot of ways.
That's the rating thing becomes a different conversation, low key, because it's still.
Wait, what's it rated?
Like 47.
It's 40 something. That's on the critic score.
But
the audience score is like 80
something.
something.
Talking about PG-13.
Oh, no. My
talking
bad,
about
the score. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying
Rotten
that to say
Tomatoes.
because, like, also, even though you're right about the jokes and the seriousness, I do agree that they needed to change something to where there was stakes. But when it comes to the actual comedy, like, again, it is an Ant-Man film. Sure, and people still got a real, like, again, if anybody wanted to say, like, that's why at least I respected when Snowden was like, at least don't have him in this movie, Kang. Like, I love these in this movie, but I feel you. It's like, if the stake's not gonna go there, why this one?
Yeah.
I get the story, Quantum Realm, get it. Cool. But like literally for what's going on. Yeah, like you didn't need.
The last few movies
like,
all had big stakes. Ramonda died.
Right, in this phase. Yeah,
Jane
big
was
stakes,
dealing with
stakes.
cancer.
This one like faked you out. Like it
Multiverse
gave
was
you the
breaking
stakes
open.
because of.
There's no
Kang,
consequences to Ant-Man and the
Exactly,
Wasp Quantumania.
exactly. It just makes you know that. I guess because they were banking off of people knowing that may not dead. Like we know, you know what I mean. But it's still just as a one-time film. As this experience, it was like I didn't do what we thought. You know,
so this feels like Thor: The Dark World, where like when the next Avenger movie comes up, they're gonna retcon it and make you like this movie because hey, we planted the seeds back then. No. Thor: The Dark World is still a boring ass movie. This is still a boring ass movie just because there was no consequences in this film.
Speak for yourself, friend.
What did I say?
It's not boring. Were you bored? You was yawning.
Can I ask a question real quick?
I saw the movie.
Oh wait, go ahead.
And Dia fell asleep, so she only falls asleep on DC movies. If that makes any comparable argument for you,
I'm sorry, Dia.
Can I ask a quick question? So, with everybody getting out, with everybody getting out, and basically him kind of knowing that there may be a problem, him kind of not knowing. 9 times out of 10, when Kang pops back up, everybody but these 5 people are going to be severely underprepared. Are y'all okay with that? Because I'm okay with.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with somebody just popping in like, "Hey, I'm here," and then Scott like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all."
Honestly, movie-wise, that should actually be pretty entertaining. But I'm gonna be honest, I think we're gonna have a lot more people dealing with Kang than we thinking before.
I do too.
Kang Dynasty. I just don't think we know which ones yet.
I think so.
Just to pivot back, I appreciated the way that whole final scene when he's like, "Oh, everything's back to normal," but is it?
You actually you did like that.
I not that, not the whole ending, but I just that scene was cool because it's like
I get that
since they changed it, and I mean I know we wanted the other way, but it was cool that it was like they made a point to let you know that it's on his mind.
Yes,
like he's thinking.
No.
He's like,
I love that,
but
scene.
He did say he wasn't. It wasn't the only one.
I just wish it didn't end that way.
Right.
Does that make sense? If there was one more scene right after, I'd be like, cool. That ending, it was weird to me.
Yeah,
you know. But no, you're right. I love that scene.
With that being said, though, with him having that sort of like battle in his head, whether it's good or bad. What are you doing having a birthday party? Why wouldn't you tell someone?
Nah, that's real, bro.
You should have got somebody on the line.
Yeah. What is you eating ice cream for an
I
almost wanted to just put it to like, Scott. But then I'm like, nah, bro, you like pretty smart, G. You know, like I'm like,
yeah, and he's so proud to be an Avenger too. Like,
yeah, it's like
go tell it.
I'm confused. That was a little weird.
Bro, I would have called Wong.
Anybody.
For sure.
Everybody likes Wong in the MCU. I would have called him like, yo, bro, we got an issue.
Because realistically, what other Avenger is he close to?
Sam Wilson, that's it.
Yeah, and are they really even cool?
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's the first person he met.
I don't think he really like.
But I think Scott likes that. I think Scott likes this little game that he knows he don't like him. It's fun. I need to see more of it.
Yeah, I love their dynamic 100%.
Wait, can we get to these post-credit scenes? Because
we sure can.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh wait, y'all skipped y'all part. How did you like the beating of Ant-Man? Because I felt every one of those punches.
Yeah,
I felt
the beating of Ant-Man. I love that scene.
Thoroughly rooting for the villain this whole movie.
The whole movie.
I hope.
I don't know if that was just because of Johnathan Majors.
Yeah, but I hope Marvel knows that The fans love Johnathan Majors as Kang, so you got to give him a win soon, like a real win.
Do you not think Kang Dynasty? He's winning the hell out of that movie.
Oh, I needed.
No. He's gonna win.
I needed to hit way crazier than Infinity War.
Ooh, that's.
I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Crazier.
But I needed to.
What about the same feeling?
I don't know, but I just want him to Iron Fist.
I feel you though, bro.
I win.
Especially because it's like, nah, you're right. Because Thanos was the first time we've seen anything that was like at that type of the stakes, right? But now it's with an actor and character that we're obsessed with beforehand, regardless. Yeah. So it's like,
I think their best bet is to have him have a series of wins. Then he needs maybe to pop
maybe
up
a bunch of different variants wins.
He needs a
not
bunch
just
of different,
him.
like to let it be known throughout the multiverse.
Well,
we
to be
are
fair,
here.
If you've seen Dennis's theory video over on his YouTube channel,
gotta plug that.
Shout out that.
He apparently we will see more Kang rather than less Kang. Thank you, Dennis, because I did not know that until I watched it today at work. Don't tell my boss.
Appreciate it.
Shout out Dennis. That video.
That was
dope,
dope.
bro. I want to get your flowers for sure.
Nah, but you're right.
That's fair. If he's gonna get a string of wins.
I'm telling you, man, we're going to see him a lot, so that makes sense. He definitely going to win by the end of Loki.
Have they announced who the main villain is for the Marvels?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
Which is interesting because there's definitely no connection to Kang, but
I thought it was just gonna
that
be
movie is definitely
going to
I like that because I don't understand the hate for Captain Marvel, but that's another conversation.
Hey, bring me back on. I can explain it.
Don't do it. It's okay. We'll do another episode. Don't worry about it. Or in the group text.
That's facts. That's facts. But
we be here for days.
No, that's facts. I mean, so let's get to the post-credit scene. So the first post-credit scene, or mid-credit scene, I want to get technical. It was, we got Immortus, Ramatut, and I still don't know who the other one is. Is that Centurion?
The Scarlet Centurion,
but they said there's a flip on it. They said it's a Violet Centurion or something. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Or maybe they'll just call him Centurion.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I respect y'all knowing the
but
names.
is Scarlet Centurion?
It took me a minute. I knew Ramatut off the
Is Scarlet Centurion the same one with the red, like super, almost looks like Iron Man suit? But there was another person. Did y'all not? Bro,
there was a Scarlet Centurion in the Coliseum.
In the Coliseum, though, and that definitely was them because of the way that the red, like the way that the suit.
The red was,
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe just both.
Maybe.
I guess.
But we got those.
Can I ask each one of you which one of these variants excited you the most? Because mine was Ramatut.
When we first seen Ramatut off the jump, I was like, "Oh, they doing it!" Because that's one I was like, "I need to do Ramatut," and I'm glad they doing it.
Can y'all explain real quick who Ramatut is?
I got you.
Let's go.
When Nathaniel Richards from the 31st century went back in time, he went to ancient Egypt, and with his technology from the 31st century, they saw him as a god. So then he played that up. Kang doesn't really have powers. He has technology. That's his whole thing. So going back then and then living out at that time, he was seen as a god. He had his powers. He also crossed over with a little X-Man you may know named Apocalypse.
Yep.
So that's basically who he is. Oh, I just broke this fan. Damn it.
I don't know, man.
That's who Ramatut is. He's a
Is
pharaoh.
he responsible for Apocalypse?
No, right?
Nah,
but he's probably connected.
I don't
He's
think
definitely
so.
But I think he was ruler when Apocalypse was living.
around,
like when
right?
he was young, he was ruling Egypt at that time.
That just shows how crazy Kang is. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Immortus, if I'm correct, Zen, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Immortus is usually seen as, if Kang the Conqueror is not the strongest one, Immortus is second in command to the strongest Kang variant there is.
Yeah. Right? I was watching the video and they were talking about Immortus. They said most Kangs eventually become him if they live long enough.
Correct.
They become Immortus because he's like the
immortal.
Stepped out and was like, I'll just watch everything. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
But after they show these three, their conversation basically just talks about everything that Kang said in the movie.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, they got rid of that
him.
one. They exiled one."
And then they said, "How many did you call?"
All of them.
And then they get the crazy pan of the whole Coliseum with all these Kangs.
They're going nuts.
It's crazy.
Imagine acting that.
He's like, "Hey,
it's crazy.
They're beginning to touch the multiverse, and if we let them, they'll take everything." I was like, see, this is why I wish y'all would have just took Kang out of the movie, because this part would have hit so much harder.
All right, I ain't gonna lie, you make me have to say my hot take already. I gotta say it.
Go ahead.
I think these post-credit scenes are probably the most overhyped post-credit scenes maybe ever in Marvel.
The Loki one was over. I
They're
enjoyed it. When it
both.
was
I'm gonna be real. They both are to me just because. Think about what Snowden just said. They tell you everything that they talk about in the scene, in the movie already.
Oh yeah.
If the only reason that we were hyped for that post-credit scene or calling it cool is because we saw them. They already gave us the information. There was no new information we learned from that post-credit scene or the Loki one at all. We just literally. What's up?
Do you think Kang shouldn't have been in this movie because then
I think we just should have got I just think we should have had a post-credit scene that didn't have to do with information they already told us in the film already. Just give us new information.
I feel like the existence of the
talked about everything, right?
That's true.
Nah, but in this movie, he even said like that they exiled. Like he spoke all about the last interaction with them. Next thing you know, when they talk, they're like, "Yeah, he's exiled."
I feel like the whole existence of this Council of Kings is the new information, though.
But why is that new information if he's explaining?
They're assembling against.
We didn't know when he spoke about the other people. He didn't say it was a whole council of all of us that work together behind the scenes to do all this crazy stuff. I mean, obviously, comic book fans, we know that.
Right.
We didn't really know that. You know what I mean? Like we didn't, and now we're seeing.
So this is me coming off from knowing information.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Some people, I didn't peep this the second time I watched it, but I don't know if y'all did it at all. People were saying that they refer to themselves as the dynasty, as the Kang dynasty, and he referred to them as that.
He did
as
in the movie. You're saying?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
thought that was interesting too.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
which makes me think we definitely gonna see all the masses.
Absolutely.
I got a question real quick. So in regards to the Kangs, I know some people were complaining that they felt like we haven't had a proper build up or whatever for Kang, and that's why like some of them they didn't, I guess, vibe with him really with Ant-Man. I feel like we have, and I feel like what people need to realize is that everything we're getting is the build up from Loki to he who remains, to Kang the Conqueror being somebody completely different, but yet and still the same person, and both of them saying, "Look, y'all are saying I'm bad. These niggas is crazy.
Right.
Y'all need to understand what I'm doing. What y'all see me doing on this scale is nothing compared to what is coming." Yep. And I think all of this is that gradual buildup because Kang in and of itself isn't a person. Kang at this point is a concept because there's so many different things.
Crazy.
Bro,
Tough.
Tatum.
There's so many different things you can throw at these heroes. So many Ramatut to the guy that I don't know everybody named, the Centurion to Kang the Conqueror popping back up because like we said, nobody, no death. All of this is coming up like, hey, y'all are saying, oh well, we got rid of that one. It's another one. It's three more. He worse than the
Hydra.
Yeah. Because as soon as you think you done with this one,
three more pop up.
Ultimate Hydra.
He's the ultimate Hydra because
that's real.
From my knowledge, and y'all can please correct me if I'm wrong. From my knowledge, whoever the first Kang was, or I guess they all realized what the multiverse was around the same time. Then they started linking up and was like, "Hey, we could really run this if we wanted to." And then they ended up fighting each other because I know, well, I want to run it. Why should you run it? Well, because I'm the first one that found it. Well, I found it before. So all of that type of stuff. And now they have some sense of order. But the guy who was exiled, was he really that bad? He who remains has been saying this entire time, look, I'm dealing with a lot that y'all don't understand. Y'all get rid of me. Y'all niggas is not ready for what's coming. And I need y'all to understand that. So I think people need to stop thinking of Kang really, like I said, as just one thing. And more as an idea,
an entity,
a singular entity, because they all moving in unison right now. So I think that's something that us as fans, if we fully recognize, I think we'll be able to better enjoy this saga of Kang moving forward.
All right,
bro.
Well said.
I can't,
I got nothing for you, buddy. You got
my man had I tell you, he was drinking Space Jam juice or something.
Yeah. Well, so
do we think? Hold on.
Oh,
so do we think? Do we see the whole how they came into the Coliseum, like being the same way as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards?
Thank you. No, thank you. I meant to thank you for bringing it up because I saw that with New Rockstars And I didn't. I meant to bring that up. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So they're definitely doing that, right?
Council
Like they're
Reeves,
definitely going to.
It's got to be.
Yo, that's
because
why
it is exactly the same too.
Bro,
by the way.
that's
exactly
why I
There's
think
the Council of Reeds.
that have been so many different casting rumors.
Yeah.
Because you think all of them? No, you don't. But how you think in Secret
crazy.
Wars or in Kang
I don't
Dynasty?
know. But yo,
Zen trying
I
to get
feel
in
like
trouble.
that's why it's been so many crazy casting.
Kevin
rumors.
Feige about to shoot you down.
It's
Better
because
watch
they
out.
all gonna be Reed.
Damn.
So Kang is all Reed.
Well, no. I meant like
Explain,
it's been
yeah.
all these casting rumors for the Fantastic Four.
He's saying He's saying there's a Council of Reeds because Reed is connected to Kang.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, the Council of Reeds exists.
Regardless,
Like that's the
you're saying.
thing. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's his great whatever granddaddy. Okay,
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah. That's something
Great.
smart. I guess that's what smart people do in the MCU.
Just make council
Once
votes
they
themselves.
once they crack the multiverse, they start linking up. You know what I mean?
Nah,
It's
that's
like-
funny. Yeah, I don't know what else they're doing. I don't.
Realistically,
Somebody
if
gotta
Tony
watch
Stark
that.
would have cracked the multiverse, he would have
definitely-
He would have.
himself.
He would have pulled
for
up
sure.
with a bunch of him
Because he's the only one
Tony
he can
Stark
trust
would
with
have
his
dumped
knowledge.
Pepper to DMs though.
on some Loki
That's
stuff.
fact.
He would have found a
He
female
would've
version of
passed
himself. But nah, I feel like that might be a reason why it's been so many different casting rumors. Because we literally went from like Dev Patel to the boy from You,
like
to the
it's
boy
such
from
different,
like
such
Diego
different
Luna
vibes.
to Adam
William
Driver.
Jackson Harper.
Bro, it's like all across the board. So it's like,
Yeah, you're
what
really
is
right.
going on? Why is it so rising ranging so far? You know what I mean? Like
For a reason.
we don't know.
If we get that many if we get that many Kangs and Reeds all in one Avengers movie and Spider-Man is so the lead, what in the hell is about to happen?
But that'll be weird though because Kang is played by one person though.
True.
Yeah,
That is true.
But
we've
that
already
doesn't
seen
always
multiple
mean
Lokis.
we did. That doesn't mean they'll always
Seen
do
multiple
that.
Peter Parkers too.
Not
Right,
true.
exactly, which are different.
That's true.
So
That's true.
you know they can be either way.
So here's my question: what the hell is a Nexus being?
You spitting
they
too.
ain't even really explain that because they asked
You
him.
want to get into the?
point
You want to
blank.
shout out Cosmic Circus and bring that in because they were talking some talk too. I don't know who was on that episode that you mentioned. To
Shout
us.
out Alex from Cosmic Circus.
Thank you. Yo,
Yeah.
that ep was next level because of exactly what was that Snowden just now? Just said that right? Yeah. So they brought up that they have a theory that Kang lied, that basically we've been lied to, and that Kang actually wrote the Darkhold and lied in it, saying that that Wanda is a Nexus being, so he could manipulate her to do all the things she's doing and make her look the way that she looks right now.
And get her
So
off the
is that-
board,
is that
basically.
Yeah.
Get her off the
That
Brings
would
back
m-
magic and science.
That would
matches.
make me lose my mind because eventually, when she figures that out, she's going ham on whatever Kang is available.
Whatever Kang is.
You know what I'm
I still
saying?
think that she's
He
a
probably got
Nexus
contingencies for her
being.
though.
Yeah.
Say it again. Say it again,
She's
yo.
a Nexus
Confusing
being,
part.
though.
Wait, a Nexus being is somebody it's one person.
But it's only one version of them, and there's more than one version of her.
Yeah.
though.
So does that mean Doctor Strange is a Nexus being? Because
No.
he never said that.
There's more
I don't think
versions of Doctor
I don't
Strange.
think
though.
we've seen one. I don't think we've seen a Nexus being truly.
Yeah,
Because
besides
that was the
America.
case-
No, America Chavez. There's
Oh,
no other
yes.
version of
I'm
her
sorry,
in
I'm
the.
sorry, yes.
Fair.
But that's the only
see,
reason I think you can prove.
So look, I think all right, maybe this is where they
Where's
didn't
the wording,
clarify.
right? There's
I
the
was gonna
wording
say
of it or
maybe they meant the Scarlet Witch. is the
Scarlet
next
Witch. Yeah, there's not
Ooh.
another.
There's not another Scarlet
There's a
Witch.
Wanda.
There's
Wanda
other
is the Scarlet
Wandas,
Witch,
but
yeah.
there's not another Scarlet
You
Witch.
might be on to
Oh,
something.
okay.
That
That's
would make
what
a
it
lot
is.
more
Did
sense.
she not have powers in the one where she tried to kidnap?
It's not the
She-
powers.
She does,
it's
but it's not.
it's the
it's not-
elevated
that's
when
all
she
of it.
crossed
Oh,
that.
okay.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like another
Okay.
level of powers now, obviously, right? But like,
I appreciate
yeah.
y'all. I didn't even peep that.
We
But
working
that-
it out
that's
right
always
now
been
together.
my-
you know what I mean?
That's always been my question. Like, is a Nexus being simply the same person? Because we've seen, as we've stated, multiple
It's the
times
word.
where
The definition is
where
is
like the same
true.
actor is playing all different variants
Exactly.
of this character. But then you get to Loki, and he's a Nexus being, but he has a girl.
Wait, he is?
and
They say he's a
black
Nexus
version.
being
Wait,
too?
he's considered Nexus being.
When did
they
it- when did that
explained
happen?
The timeline thing in the beginning, like in the first episode. Remember when like they're like, make sure you grab a ticket, and then like they're explaining the Nexus, and they're like, hey, if you pop off the timeline, you're considered a Nexus being. Or
So,
something like
bro,
that.
there might be 2 or 3 different definitions of what an Nexus being. Can
Yeah,
be.
we need
no
some
joke.
clarification on that.
Because
one.
there's a very big difference of why America Chavez is one, and why Wanda, Scarlet Witch is one, and why Loki. If this is,
That's three-
they're
that's literally
completely
three
different
different
definitions for all 3 of them.
Nah,
So
facts.
maybe you can be a Nexus being, or level. There's levels to it.
Maybe.
Maybe. Kevin,
And where does
somebody
where
gonna
does
have to tell us something.
Kevo, we got a
Yo,
question.
somebody write a
Where
letter.
Where does America Chavez play down the line?
I ain't gonna
If she
lie. I think she's
does.
gonna be more important than we thinking because she literally makes
Hopefully
portals with her
nowhere.
hands and her back.
And she
Like,
can jump in the multiverse. And we
Yeah.
gonna be,
And
I
I
think
mean-
they're gonna use her.
Also,
in
that Doctor
Kang Dynasty
Strange
and Secret
3
Wars.
rumor is probably gonna happen. I don't know when we're getting it, but we're gonna get it in this saga. and I heard they're gonna push her to be more of a
lead,
more of a lead, so that she can bring in more magic characters. What did you
hear exactly?
I just heard that they're because I heard that y'all heard about the show that they might do or a special presentation with Wong and America Chavez.
Now they're pushing everything back. Who knows?
Right, so we don't know if we're getting that right, but those rumors, if that's going to happen or not, if it's this presentation or not happening, that was supposed to be, what is it? Strange Academy. It was going to be a mix of Strange Academy and Atlas or Academy. Somebody help me. Atlas? I don't know the
Agents of Atlas.
Agents of Atlas. So it was supposed to be a mix of those storylines, right?
Because I heard that Strange 3 was supposed to be him assembling the Illuminati.
Yeah, I did not hear
in the 616.
I heard no form of that.
That'll be tough though.
Because where does Clea go into that? Is Clea in the Illuminati?
It all depends on when we get the movie though. That's the thing.
I'm still hearing it's still before Secret Wars.
Before Secret Wars, then it has to be something.
Right. Before or after Kang Dynasty, that's in the air. But we're getting it before Secret Wars from the way they're talking. Because the only way this would make sense to get more magic people for this big event, you know, like we don't mean the magic people after this. We're dealing with our stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Quick question. I know that you said that there's a theory that Kang wrote the Darkhold. So then does that bring back the conversation between science and magic? And if there is really a gap?
Ooh. That's bro.
Because I remember, I don't know if you guys, I grew up watching the Avengers cartoon on Disney, XD. And that was one of Tony Stark's biggest gripes with magic. He was like, and even Peter Parker said it. He was like, there's no such thing as magic. This is just science I haven't figured out yet. Because I remember, because there's a specific episode where he ends up going to Asgard and he gets basically desuited, and the trolls who built Thor's hammer and everything, they pull up on him like, hey, what's going on? He was like, I need a suit. And they basically made a suit out of the same stuff that Thor's hammer is made out of. And he was like, how did you figure out how to do this? He was like, it's science. Like, I'm not giving y'all nothing that isn't already shown. And I feel like if they would have kept Tony along, that maybe it was a line.
I know. Wait, hold on. You might want to pause right there because you might be onto something. This might come back into Ironheart. Maybe this is how Kang connects to Ironheart.
Maybe because Thor, I think some Thor had this conversation has been. Yeah, he's talked about that. Yeah.
When Jane was under the Jane was under the thing when it was in the Darkhold. She was under the little investigation thing, and she was like, "Is this a insert word here?" They was like, "No, it's X, Y, and Z." Well, she was like, "Well, does it do 1, 2, and 3?" Right. They was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, so it's a it's
right.
a this."
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, but this is interesting though, because like. I didn't think that whole Mephisto Agatha stuff would need to make sense with this whole Kang thing, but only because I just assumed that was multiverse and that was going to come in through when we are here at Secret Wars. You know what I'm saying? Right, maybe that might connect earlier than
you never know. I feel like they're going to eventually. People is getting a little restless, so they're going to have to connect the dots.
Yeah,
bigger dots.
So my last question.
Go ahead. My bad, Dennis. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Good.
I was just going to ask, do y'all think there's going to be a main Kang that people deal with, or are we just going to keep getting thrown Kangs? And then
I think our main Kang is Kang the Conqueror, but we're going to get a bunch of them until, if the rumor's true, he becomes the Beyonder.
It's either that or it's Immortus. Immortus seems like he's in charge of the rest of the dynasty. Like they listened to what he was saying.
Wait, Immortus was the main one talking? I thought
that was Immortus.
Like the one
I thought Ramatut was the blue.
Nah, Ramatut was the one with the Pharaoh stuff on.
Right, wasn't he the main one talking now?
No, he was talking, but the other boy with the beard was the one. He was the one with the blue face.
When Immortus came out, he was like, "They're touching the multiverse, dumbass niggas."
I gotta stop.
Oh my god! All right,
my bad, Dennis. Go ahead. I apologize.
Oh yeah, Dennis, go ahead.
Good. My last question is that very ending shot of that first post-credit scene. Was that a scroll or not?
I think it was.
In my opinion, it was. Once you said it, and I thought about the look, I'm like, that really looks like one.
That's
it looked like a scroll.
If not, they deformed.
Wait, was it a scroll?
Or
one of the Kangs.
It was a Kang scroll, like
it had like a blue face, right? Or like blue
like
face.
Greenish,
it was weird.
like a greenish face.
Still had the scars too. I wonder if they're going to get into how all of them have these damn scars. A lot of them have the same type of scars. It's weird.
Yeah. Good question. Great question.
We didn't even talk. Did we?
We didn't talk about the Loki one, but it's because, bro, like, Whatever. He's overrated as they overrated. They just keep giving us stuff we know. That just I'm gonna ask the question simply. What did you learn new from that you didn't know before this movie? From that post-credit scene?
That there's a variant that Loki and Morbius or Mobius, whatever his name is, are going to have to try to dispel from the path of becoming King the Conqueror.
Okay, so we found out that Loki and Mobius are going to deal with the Kang. That's what we learned. That he's just going to deal with another Kang, and this is just a new one out of the thousands and millions that there are. That's all we learned.
I saw rumors saying that he's the one that turns out to be.
I did hear that, but by the way, this is still based off us speculating. Kang, right? So until we find that out, that's not new information. That's just us learning that, confirming more so that Loki and them are going to deal with the Kang.
Season 2 was going to deal with. I thought it was just going to deal with him getting Sylvie or something like that.
Wait, then you didn't see the teaser alone.
I don't really go for like leaks or anything.
No, I hear you, but this ain't a leak. This is a teaser that was promoted by Disney Plus. Like
that it was dealing with
when they revealed the Kang pictures.
Oh yeah.
That was a full thing, and also the ending
for Loki.
For the teaser of Loki, what is it, like a mural?
It's like it's some on the wall, and he pulls some off the wall.
And also on top of that, the ending of the last joint is Kang. So all I'm saying is, even if we are, because I remember originally for the first season, we were like, we don't know if Kang will really be in it.
Bro, I jumped out my seat for that last episode
because he actually was in it, right? So that's my point. I'm saying even if we speculate or not, what the information that's given to us, he's in the second season. He's a part of it, right? So to me, the only thing they did was just confirm that Kang is in the second season. I was just like, it didn't do anything more for me until we find out about that guy, this version that they're giving us. But we won't know till the season.
If these two were like overhyped for you, what do you think was a good post-credit scene or mid-credit scene?
I can say a lot. Y'all got time?
Nah, we don't.
Okay. The Spider-Man Far Way Home made all of y'all jump. Y'all lying if you didn't. It made all of y'all jump. Ant-Man, what's the Ant-Man one? Where they go in the quantum realm?
That's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
There you go.
All right, but we already knew people were dusted.
We did though, because that came out.
You didn't know that Ant-Man and them were did you know Ant-Man was about to be? Or they were going to be stuck in the quantum realm, and the only reason they're stuck is because people got dusted, so they couldn't get out?
We did not know that.
Existence was dusted, and I would just assume if they didn't pop up again that they were dusted.
Nah, but you're not getting what I'm saying. The new information is that Ant-Man is stuck in the.
Trolling, bro. I'm
about to say, it's hard. I can't see y'all faces, so I'm just hearing. Nah, but I'm just saying, like, do y'all see what I mean though? There's no feel. I didn't get a feeling from this, and I feel like everyone next to me in the theater when we saw these post-credit scenes lost their mind, and I was just like.
I think a lot of comic fans were hype about it because people know Victor Timely from the comics.
There we go. Okay, so this makes sense. So this is more so people knowing these characters and being like, oh my God, I'm excited that we're seeing them right now. Yeah. Cool, because that makes sense. I'm not even hating on it.
Because to me, that was for the first post-credit scene, that was my thing. Because like I said, I was waiting for them. I wanted them to do Ramatut so bad.
It's confirming that they're here.
They're going to do that. Cool. And then we get everybody else. I'm like, oh, that's just
also, I won't even hate on it. Johnathan Majors smoked every single one of them, John. So that is adding a piece of this looking
and crazy. This is just the first time. He's gonna be able to fine tune these different interpretations of these characters. You know what I mean?
And by the way,
each one was distinct.
Exactly. So I was never hating on that aspect of it because I knew that was sick. It was just like, damn, I feel like we know this.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Imagine him acting all those Kangs out.
He's gonna go crazy.
No, he gonna lose his mind.
That Coliseum, like that, just that one mid-credit scene, like how they acted that all out, like how they.
Bro, why was the one screaming like that? Is he all right?
It feel like this, like some real Roman Coliseum. Gladiator type stuff.
It was like Gladiator in the future.
Yeah.
How many? Did y'all see the one King that came out and was like, he had dreadlocks. I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, which one had dreadlocks? Wait, what?
I seen it once. He was just like.
Yeah,
like a Mortal Kombat fighter. It was crazy.
Kang being hyped about something makes me worried for some heroes. Cause like, why is all y'all excited? What do y'all got planned to where y'all need to be excited right now?
That's facts.
That's what I'm saying. You screaming too hard, bro.
Yeah. He was like, we've been waiting. We have been waiting to act up. Look at us with a pass.
Yeah, that's facts.
Us.
That's facts. Yeah, who would have thought, right? But yeah, since we here, let's everybody get their final thoughts on Ant-Man, get their ratings and all that, and you know,
I think, let y'all
start first. They go first.
Yeah, y'all go.
Yeah. Dennis, go first.
Rico?
Dennis.
Okay,
Dennis first.
I'm very interested in what Dennis is gonna say. I feel like you've been back and forth with this whole movie.
I've been very back and forth. Right? I had it at a 7.5 in the chat.
Did it go down?
Right now, I have it at a 7. I still enjoy it. I still really enjoy it. I had to snatch that 0.5 off like T.I. snatching old girl from Atlanta, the chain from Atlanta.
No!
I had to snatch that.
Not during Black History Month again.
I had to snatch that 0.5, but it was still enjoyable. It had some really, like, we went over some of the more fun moments. I love the ants moment with Hank. You know, I love the interrogation scene. There's a lot of things I did like about this movie. Loved Kang. He was incredible. I did the little plot hole that I found. I sent you guys in the text. That did kind of mess things up for me a little bit, which is like the whole, you know, when they left, when they put the core back together and they left, Kang, all he had to do was let them leave, and he could have used the core to leave himself, unless I'm mistaken. There, no, but like, because the core was still intact
in general. He should have just gotten the
chair and left. He should have left. He didn't need to take off or do anything crazy. He should have just left. That was my only little thing that, like, the ending could have been tighter, and then, like we were saying, the stakes have been higher. But yeah, we discussed all of it. It's a 7 for me.
Amen. At a 7. Respect.
Snow.
So when I initially saw it, I was like, it's a 6. And then I started talking about it, and I went 5.5. No. I started off as a 7. I'm sorry. Then I went down to a 6, and then I was like, never mind, 5.5. After talking about it with you guys, it's still a 5.5. Will I see this movie again? Probably not, unless like retroactively they make this movie more important down the line. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably gonna, like, I didn't want to take up too much time, and I feel like I did, and I'm so sorry that if we went over time and stuff like that.
Man, get out of here.
Pages of notes on this movie, so I'm gonna have to make a video of my own, something like that. So honestly, it's not the worst Marvel movie, but it's certainly not anywhere near the best. So it's somewhere in the middle towards the bottom, though.
You got it. You got it over Thor, though.
Thor what?
Love and Thunder.
Yes.
I can't see it.
I can't stand that movie.
Wait, what did he say?
Do me a favor, go to Rico and let me think about this.
Oh my God. Snowden, no, I don't want to come back to you.
That's crazy.
Why do you have to think about this?
Snowden,
because I like
you can't put this over to just for liking Paul Rudd as a person alone.
I like how they use Jane.
Right.
In Love and Thunder.
There's black people in that one. A lot more black people in this.
It's a whole lot.
They're all the same black person.
Hey, man, but there was a lot of them.
I want to say this is no. Love and Thunder had stakes. This didn't. Have
Yo, you a nasty boy. You foul for that. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yo, TikTok. That word out there, get him.
Get him. That the whole time, bro.
Yo, Snowden is here to set fire to the world.
But the thing is, not to derail, because we're doing closing arguments. But when Gore got them where he needed them, he made them do what he did. He got what he needed and went to go do his thing. When Kang got the goddamn, I'm sorry, I don't mean to curse. When he got the little multi-core thing, he tried to take everybody with him. Instead of just jumping in that chair and leaving, or instead of beating Ant-Man up and monologuing the whole time, he should have just left. But instead, he got zip-zapped by Wasp, and then they pushed him into his little thing. So Gore at least did his thing. You know what I mean?
I can give you that. I'll give you that.
I know we love Kang because it's Johnathan Majors, but in the context of this movie,
nah, he's still good to me. to me, he's the reason why it is a 7.
No facts.
Instead of a 4 or 3, something like that.
It's like for the sake of plot armor, he couldn't do everything that made sense. Like we just got to understand that. I didn't agree with, like you said, either somebody not dying or one of those two ended up staying in the quantum realm. But overall, I thoroughly just enjoyed this movie. I give it. I'm like at a 7.5 to an 8. It depends on, I guess, if I would watch it again. And I'm not big on rewatching movies anyway. But I'm sticking with my rating simply because, one, I feel like Paul Rudd held his own. He had, he did what he had to do. It was certain things that were probably writing decisions that were out of his control. And Johnathan Majors is Johnathan Majors. I feel like some of the forced comedy is what kept it from being any higher, because it was like, I don't think they fully sold out to the thought process of this is the biggest threat that we have faced. Y'all thought Thanos was bad. This is something completely different. However, through it all, even with Cassie kind of being a daughter, not really, it was still great. I still thoroughly enjoyed my time watching it. I think this was the best showing for Scott, minus the father stuff. The father stuff was a little weird, but him overall, like, accepting straight on, like, hey, this is what we got to do. Like, I think I really enjoyed that. Obviously, Johnathan gonna be Johnathan. My gripes with it don't take away from that, because I genuinely had a good time. Whereas with like Thor: Love and Thunder, I wanted to have a good time because I felt like I was like on the outside looking in when I had like my gripes about Ragnarok. So I'm like, okay, maybe Thor: Love and Thunder gonna do what it's supposed to do, and I don't know, I just couldn't get with it. But yeah, for this one, I got to give it like I think I gave like a 7.8 to an 8 out of 10 or something like that. But I thoroughly enjoyed it personally.
If Majors wasn't playing Kang, would y'all be lenient to this movie?
Pause. Stop. That's not fair. That's not
who
fair.
Would be playing Kang? Because I feel like I feel like there's a bunch of black actors that
come on. If it's a black man that gets emotional,
but do me a favor.
Let's do it.
Let's just remove the fact that if it's a black actor, if it's just an actor,
it does matter who it is.
Kang?
It still matters who it is. You can't just name me a random person.
It matters who it is.
Yeah, the actor matters.
So when Josh Brolin got Thanos, y'all were hyped?
Yes.
I was not. I'm gonna go.
Wait. For Josh Brolin, no, I was hyped when I saw it. When I saw the end
That's
product.
what I mean. You guys are really building up the fact that it's Johnathan Majors as Kang. But if it was not Johnathan Majors or a black person,
well, that's because
but you got to take me out of that. I'm saying if it's a good, if it depends on the actor, yeah. If you give a good actor in there, I'm want to see it.
They said for the next 10 years, we're putting the MCU on a villain's shoulders. On a villain's shoulders? Come on now.
They paraded him around on that damn stage at Comic-Con. They did. Like,
didn't he come in from like a wire or something? Like
that was a rock. That was a rock. No, don't put that on John.
He said don't put that on.
That was a rock. I'm tweaking. That's my fault. But no, I think
wrong black.
Wrong black is crazy.
But no, I think regardless, with him specifically is why it got to his point. But I think if anybody of any type of caliber or class could have done Kang correctly. I don't know if it's at the point yet where it's like nobody else could have played Kang. I don't know if I'm there yet, just because
I don't know if anybody can play him like him. I'll say that.
Yes, and it's also due to the fact that Kang is so many different people. So it's kind of like when I see him, if he really get like his Eddie Murphy on, and you got 5 different Kangs having a conversation with 5 different personalities and motivations.
And I ain't even trying this Eddie.
Then
it's like
gonna be like,
level.
okay, and can't nobody touch him.
It's like Robin.
So if it was someone like Mike Myers, you'd be okay.
Yeah, it's like.
Or Jim.
Oh wait! Oh, you're asking if they played them? No, because that's not the type of actor we're looking for. I don't want it though. I don't want it though. I love Jim Carrey to death. I don't want that.
He could do a Kang. He couldn't do this Kang. I think, if that makes sense.
He can be one of the thousands of variants. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
He can
it depends on the type of actor though. Like you said, a white. It can be anybody as long as they have a certain type of acting though. You know what I mean? It's got to have a certain quality to it.
Could have went off on.
Who'd you say?
Giancarlo Esposito, he could have teed up, but now he wouldn't have been able to
maybe
do the physical
but
stuff.
I was more thinking like if people watch this later, I don't want them to be like, oh, a group of black guys only like him because he's a black villain. You know
you spitting. No, that's real. That's real.
I'd rather fight that argument now.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ready, like Michael Fassbender is a great white male actor. I'm not saying I want him to be Kang, but like he would do a good job as Kang. You know what I mean? So like, there's people out there. It's just like, don't give me like, just don't.
Yeah,
like I definitely want to see more of him in his Kang bag, not on some He Who Remains. So I really don't want to do this. No, I want to see him. I'm here to conquer type of bag, and I want to see those because I think it's his. I think the role is his. Can't nobody really do it honestly. But I want to be fair and be like, if I see him show up in something else and he's still, hey, I'm top dog. All right, bro, it's yours.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm just excited to see the differences. You know what I mean? Because like the Victor Timely, but not the Victor Timely. Who we talk about earlier?
Kyle in the comments.
Kang.
I'm so sorry.
Who we talking about? With the guy, help me. Mr. Greifer? Yeah.
Mr. Griffin.
Griffer. Yeah, like all the rumors of him and the way that he is, he's just straight like business bull. Like not this type time at all. Like I'm gonna go kill you. So like I'm just interested to see how we do all these shows and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, Caesar, what's your rating?
Oh shit. Sorry.
Your turn.
I forgot about that. I'm honestly right around Rico. It's in between the 7.5 to an 8. I really enjoyed the movie, and I agree also, Rico, like there's definitely things that I think could have been better, but I had a good time. Personally, I think it's probably, if y'all have favorite Ant-Mans, cool, but I think for me personally, it might be the best one. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite one, but it might be the best
over
one.
the first one.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
I rewatched
that first one.
Just so y'all know, I rewatched both of them back to back, and then watched the Loki episode with Kang right before we saw that movie that day. So yes, for sure.
That's wild.
It's between those two for me. But like, which one's the best? The first or the third one, for sure.
Yeah, it's in between. It's a close. Like if someone tells me the first one, I can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? But nah, I definitely think it was a good movie. It definitely had its problems, but like, you know,
all movies do.
All movies do. It definitely Marvel right now. It's a lot of things that make Marvel have a lot of pressure to all the films right now. So you know,
they had to put the Kang origin somewhere.
That's what I'm low-key saying too. I'm not even trying to say that.
I would have took a special presentation if you want to be honest, but you know,
I'll still take a special presentation.
You're right. It's just still that's facts.
That's facts. But yeah, I'm gonna give that joint 6.57.
Okay,
around that range.
Put that 7 in.
You just give
it got the 7 because of the post credit scenes. I'm gonna keep it a being with you.
Said that. No, wait. I thought you said it went to 6.5.
No, it was a 6.5 and it bumped up to a 7 after the post credit.
That's because you know
it's a 6.
Oh, you son of a gun!
He said, "Is that because you know what it means?" How did you say?
Yeah, it is. You know,
he said he's thinking of the future.
Is it a 6 because of Ramatet Snowden?
It might be when that man came.
Something about that accent and that blue skin.
There's that guy.
Yo, was that makeup or CGI? I have questions.
Which one you talking about?
The blue man.
I think that was
like
makeup.
he's predominantly makeup.
I think that was makeup.
Because I almost saw some brown. I didn't want to comment on it, but I was like, bro, I'm ready. I was on Twitter today, and somebody was like, somebody said something weird about the way he looked, and they were like, yeah, they should have worked better on the CGI or on the makeup. And then somebody, no, for real, and somebody was like, I think it's CGI, and I was like, I think it is not, because I can see some brown too, but it's all right.
Yeah, no, it's got to be makeup, which is weird because we've had blue people in the MCU,
and this looked way better. It made me be like, did y'all rush this?
Gamora.
Bro, she looks, and I wouldn't even have thought of her being another color. That's how much they look like.
That
you know,
amount of makeup for him.
That's what I'm saying. Or a Vision, like they go through it. Maybe that's what it was. Like they were just like, you don't need to do all this. Just one little cameo.
Y'all got me playing 85 roles. Y'all niggas better figure this out.
Nah, that's facts though. Y'all better get me blue. Like get me right. That's real.
That's facts.
I had Namor and them being blue sometimes and sometimes not, but I can't get a little blue. That's wild.
Something none of us touched on was just how sweaty Johnathan Majors was in this movie. Maybe he was like, I'm sweating through the makeup.
He was like,
"Oh, that's real though." No, actually, bro, because it wasn't like it was. You're right, because it was spotty. It wasn't like, "Oh my god, you did a bad makeup job." It looked like it was just seeping through.
Who knows what take this was?
Damn, it's $1 billion today.
And
I don't even want to think about
every character. So like,
he had to do a couple takes of each one.
Probably.
And think about how many was in there.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. That's the GOAT. Y'all better. And it's Black History Month again. Damn it.
Major's the GOAT.
You should have ended this episode with Lift Every Voice. Jesus.
Okay. All right.
That was your call? That was it?
Yeah, that was it. Okay. That was it. Yeah. We're going to wrap it up. No.
That's a racist. You know you're supposed to appreciate those moments. All right. Fine.
No, I'm playing. But yeah, that was our Kang review. I mean, our Quantumania review.
It basically was. It's fine. It's a Johnathan Majors review at the end of the day.
For the Ant-Man review.
Just because you wanted more Kangs, I know.
But no, that was that. It was, Marvel's, we're here.
What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm like looking at him to confirm. I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't even help you. Marvel is a thing and it exists. And
it does.
We watch their films. But Marvel's lit.
You know what? I got a whole nother segment. Never mind.
But before we get out of here and do all the regular support shout out things, like, subscribe, and
yeah, if y'all still here, make sure you like this video. Please, it helps
all 10 of y'all.
All
liking this.
All 10 of y'all. All 3 of y'all.
And all 87, even though y'all not the 77 guy. Yes. But thank y'all for being here. That was cool and fun. And shout out Kyle and Dia and Amber and Gary. And I don't want to miss anybody.
Shout out Pops in here.
Yeah, shout out Dad. I'll see you later if you're not. You should be asleep by now. So let's see what happens. But now let's thank the council. Snowden, you want to let them know what's going on?
Hey there, my name is Snowden. I've been here for the last 2 hours with everybody. It's been fun. You can follow me on Instagram if you'd like at Mr. Snowden's Neighborhood. Same thing for TikTok. Definitely expect more videos about Ant-Man and Marvel coming out soon. It's been a pleasure, boys. Thank you for having me.
Hold on, real quick before you get out of here. Where them brackets at, bro?
It's coming.
I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Oh,
honestly, I had to tamper with the MCU one because I completely forgot this movie would be out before March. So
got you. Okay.
It kind of messed up the bracket. So now I have to fix that real quick.
Say less.
But the MCU one's coming. Villain one is coming.
You got another Disney one?
You're making a bracket for TikTok?
I need the Disney one.
So I do them for Instagram.
Yeah, you do Instagram, right? Mm-hmm.
So yeah, please be able to.
Well, you don't got another Disney one coming?
Like that. There's a Disney Channel original movie one.
Oh, okay. Snowden, you doing what the people want. All right. Stop playing.
I'll see y'all in March. Make sure
Say
you're
less.
on Instagram.
I will march to March. You better stop playing with me. All right, bro. I told you we be now beefing over these. Them so serious.
Rico.
Yes, Rico.
I appreciate y'all for having me on. I apologize to anybody if I spoke too much or overspoke. I'm just really excited about
Don't
this.
apologize. Again, it's Black History Month. Do what you want.
I am on all social media at _Rico the artist. I do comedy. I act. I talk about movies, sports, all that. I try to be as versatile as possible.
Yeah.
I also have my own podcast, Friendly Fire, Friendly FIYA. It's on all streaming platforms for podcasts. Appreciate the boys. I'll be back to debate Snowden and to give Dennis his flowers. Please check out the alternate timeline. My man's had one of the dopest videos to be doing by himself about the newest stuff that's coming out. So definitely give my boy some love and follow all of these beautiful people. _Rico the artist. Thank you.
Yes.
Dennis.
What's up, everybody? This is Dennis Smith, the alternate timeline. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on again. I think it's my third time being on.
Yeah.
And hopefully we back. The council's back for Guardians.
I'm about to say, you said third. It felt like more. I'm like, you only been 3 times.
Yeah, we're regulars now.
Yeah, basically.
What I'm saying, we gained. At this point, y'all better get your plane flights together. I don't know what you're talking about. He said I got a key. To what room? To Sound Gallery? I didn't even got a key. That's crazy.
Yeah, hopefully we back for Guardians, man. When that comes out, that'd be great.
Yes.
But,
Secret Invasion? When's that supposed to be it?
Or Secret Invasion?
I don't know.
Something like
They
that.
keep not giving us a date. I don't know what's happening. Maybe they still doing stuff.
X-Men 97 as well.
Oh, actually, yeah, true. I heard they're still doing stuff for Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Like right now,
Okay.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
So most certainly Guardians.
And Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse too. Don't forget.
Oh my God, they're all coming so soon, bro.
Yeah, Spider-Verse.
We gotta do a crazy one for Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
We could get Black for Creed, but like I don't know if we're gonna need to or not. We can just talk about that in the text. I don't know.
Why not?
Because we be all marveled up, and then we just gonna talk about boxing. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be short. Like I don't know. We'll think about it.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
It's Johnathan Majors.
This is the black.
He said it's Johnathan Majors.
Movies. They don't get no blacker than both Michael B. Jordan and Johnathan.
Nah, you're
Majors.
right, but then they gonna flag us because then we getting too black in a black situation. It's just darkness everywhere.
It won't be Black History Month anymore. We don't have the leadway.
There we go. You know what I mean? They won't give it. They won't allow it.
Okay, so I got you. We'll just make sure we say nigga only 5 times.
So this is a great episode. Say no.
Oh my God. But yeah, man.
Anyways, follow me at the alt time.
I was about to say, wait, aren't you still talking? Hold on, get your.
Yeah, I'm still going. I'm still going in, man. Going into the alt time on IG and Twitter, and yeah, man, I make these videos and stuff like that too, and follow the crew, man. Everybody in the crew. I appreciate everybody here. You guys are doing your thing. You guys are super talented, and I love watching you guys. So yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Brody. But yeah, man, thank y'all again for coming through.
Always.
And thank the Sound Gallery again for letting us use your space, man.
Always.
It's the Agents of Fandom podcast, so shout out
the
whole gang, Agents of Fandom.
All the podcasts.
Make sure to check out the other podcast, Agents of Fandom, Level 7, Fandom Academy, The Critics, everybody. And we'll be back soon.
Yes, we shall.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, for sure.
All right,
They
y'all.
can't get rid of me.
For sure.
Don't
Hopefully
forget
Trippy
about
can
the
make it
little
next
guy
time.
or protect the little guy, whatever that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
don't
God!
forget
If
about
I
the
would have
little
had Trippy and Rico.
We gotta get.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get
Hey,
Trippy.
bro. Hey, Snowden, you lucky. I am my backup.
Oh man! Yo, this is so funny.
All right, y'all. We out of here.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
We got to get Pan in here too.